Yeah, now I go like spam everywhere. Nice card to wear. That's what I was forgetting. Maybe I should pull up my notes. Okay, I guess I'll, Alright, so we're just waiting on Smitty and Lucia. Alright.
Waiting on Smitty and Zaywar. Remind myself that okay, don't use this dice. This is dice for your own campaign.
You have campaign specific dice?
No. Maybe. I have like a bag that says like
That's not silly.
I think I've read that if you have like a Spotify playlist, you can play it for that.
Oh yeah. Well, this is just intro music. The Master School 2 actually will play music once we get into stuff. Just waiting for us to collect everyone.
If you want backing music to that tour, we'll be here without watching the streams and then hearing ourselves on loop. There's always what's it called? Rhythm bot.
Yeah.
Would that be weird?
Anyway, once we get everybody, I'll probably listen to the stream channel.
Oh, I don't. Wait.
Oh, is your screen black right now?
Yes, as we haven't started yet.
More days until Flash.
Alright, Vex, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and move us into the streaming channel for the session. I'm sorry. You can view. You can go into the announcements and see the link of where we're gonna be broadcasting it at.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't make him mad. It was like, kind of announced it that we were doing a stream.
Yeah, I know, right? There's something that you're specifically doing and they don't know. And, yeah, there's
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself real quick and give Lucy a call.
Alright.
Oh, well, I'm back.
Oh well.
Well,
It is.
Ooh
No.
Excuse me.
that is the sound of all the dice dropping into the thing.
Oh yes, yes. Get all those hot dice ready. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Just realized that Zaylor isn't in our campaign, like the D&D Beyond
Oh,
thing.
it's listed? When I was making a thing earlier, it was showing
at least
Zaylor.
on the integrated thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I think on the overlay.
Oh, that's weird. You'd think it would
Yeah,
automatically...
It's not showing up for Zaylor.
That's really weird. I wonder if I have to, like, link and delink it or something. I don't know.
Oh, actually, maybe.
We got... let's just switch to the dashboard.
Because yeah, they're
The
an
dashboard.
active character.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Very weird. Ow. Wait, that's... Content.
Oh
maybe
yeah, I forgot.
Inside. Where are the... things? Oh, maybe.
There's now a game log for the campaign where you can see all of our rolls.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, that's if we don't use, actual rolls.
And
Yeah.
I'm still using my dice sets.
My extensions.
I don't know, just
Let's see. Extension configuration. D&D Beyond loading. Campaign. Oh, here we go. They got to tell it to show the... Yeah, there we go. Alright, see if you see that now.
Allow me to refresh. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Smitty.
Easy.
Yeah, Schmitty.
What's up, guys?
Doing good.
There we go.
I am so down to party right now. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of D&D withdrawal because the campaign I play on
There
Wednesdays
now.
wasn't here. Huh? What? Alright, so
Sailor's there now.
nice. Now we just need the actual Sailor to join the general channel. And then I can do the recap and we'll be happy. Let's do there. Meantime, I will organize my Ds. Missing a D20, where is it?
If I remember
12.
correctly, I've got 2 arrows to the shoulders.
Yes, you did.
Get out
I
my dice.
think
Huh?
wasn't Luca or
There we go.
Colton on one side of me? Or who was near me?
Well, I mean, it's the encounter's over, so
Yeah, we're immediately post zombie killing, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Yes, the horde is gone, thank
yes,
God.
because I learned a very valuable lesson about action economy.
By the way, dragons have a 19 AC. Just letting you know. There's no reason for decomposing zombies to have a 19 AC.
Wait, which zombie had a 19 AC? I don't remember that.
I rolled like an 18 and you're like, nope, it's gotta be a 19.
I don't remember that, but we can look it up.
Don't mind me, my soul is just crying over here.
And it also depends on the age of the dragon too.
That's fair. But still. Dragon!
Wait, no, I think it was because it was a will-o-wisp. And will-o-wisps are really tiny and really fast, so they're really hard to hit.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
what it was.
there they are. Hello? Did you follow us? Oh, what? 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 What?
Were you able to drag?
Bring it back in.
Hello?
Where'd it go?
Hey!
I
Come back.
drug you into the channel and you clicked out, and I was like, what? What?
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Hello. Yes, I followed you, and then I left, and then I followed you back.
Oh, I see.
Classic Sailor.
Classic Sailor. You can't pin me down, baby.
Alrighty, we ready to get started?
Yeah.
All
Sorry,
right.
I was late. I've got a lot of stuff that's happening.
Everybody was late. It's okay. Anyway, exactly.
Yeah.
I guess I can start with the recap.
Yes.
So,
Please.
our last
Give us
session,
the recap.
our dysfunctional band of students trekked their way through the swamp to Hectarir, from the ancient dwarven fortress of Binaham. Binaham, I don't know. There's a lot of H's. On their way, they added one Zaylor to their ranks after rescuing him from slavers. Once at Hectarir, the party discovered the village plagued by a terrible cough that was unable to be cured by medical means, whether magical or mundane. The party met with the mayor and gleaned information that another group of adventurers had come through previously and never returned. On this information, the group set out to investigate. Thanks to a very high roll, the party found the adventurers, or rather, what was left of them north of Hectarir, their journey taking them into the evening, in which they found themselves surrounded by an undead horde and did slay them, thanks to a very, very well done turn undead that destroyed a lot of them.
Yeah.
And
Like,
the
like I
DM
was
learned a
glad we
lot.
did
The
that.
DM learned a lot about action economy, and I never want to do a horde of zombies again. But anyway, that doesn't mean I won't. This means I don't want to.
Lessons were learned.
Ultimately victorious, bruised, and exhausted, This is where we begin our journey tonight. So, what do we want to do?
I want to flop down onto my back and just glare at the sky because life
Okay.
is unfair.
Understandable.
We were heading for, is it Hegtari?
No, you were heading north from Hector.
Okay. Oh, that's what the town was. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we were looking for the source of the sickness. I think we were essentially following corpses, something along those lines.
Yeah, you discovered the corpses, and then y'all made a lot of noise, which attracted a shit ton of undead.
A good plenty of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we
just a few.
are-
Just a
we're
few of them.
We're pretty darn certain that it's the turtle's fault.
Yeah.
We've had
Oh,
Yes.
I'm getting my notes.
I believe so, yes.
But we weren't heading back to that spot we arrived at.
Oh, James, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it.
We had
Yeah,
reasons to
that's
go elsewhere, and I do not remember what they were.
You okay,
Is that
Zaylor?
Zaylor coughing or
There's mud in my hair.
Oh, how horrible for you.
Actually, I
This
didn't want to say
mud.
anything, but I when I killed one of the zombies, one of the fingers landed. Just don't look in a mirror anytime soon.
Could someone please? I've got a 0 strength. I need help getting these arrows out of my shoulders.
I need help too.
I-
I have mud in my hair and I apparently fingers in places that aren't fun.
Okay, Luca, let's see.
All right, hold on. Wait, just 1 second. And I grab my bandana and I shove it into my lips
Nice. Here's stuff.
and I bite down onto it and I nod. Whoa,
Alright.
whoa,
Yeah, I grab Luca's like one shoulder and then grab the arrow and just like, boop.
Oh, you're supposed to push those through. Never mind.
No, I think this is the proper way, I think.
Me too. Psychic damage. Me too.
Oh, jeez.
The
Okay.
emotional distress is too
Here,
great.
hold
I can't
on,
function.
Colton's gonna cast Cure Wounds on Luca.
There's still one more, and I'm not prepared.
Oh,
At
I
least
do
Luca
this-
still looks beautiful.
oh, good. You gain back 11 hit points.
Perfect, thank you. I'm full
I'll
up,
put-
but there's still one more.
I'll put 10 points of lay on hands into Zaylor.
Oh, I'm not really hurt. It's just all the mud and the
Oh,
The
well,
blood and
So you're-
the.
you're not hurt. You're just uncomfortable.
I am. It's just emotional distress. Don't you care about mental health? It matters, you know.
I still have an arrow.
My
Yeah, no,
power
I-
can
My
only
arrows are
Hold on,
just
hold on.
psychic.
Like,
That's all.
forget it.
I swear I thought I popped the other one out, but
Don't you know what it's like to be like this? I see no point in living if I can't be beautiful.
At
I
about
take a
that
handful
time,
of mud and just blow it right into his face as far as I can from where I'm laying down on the floor.
For your information, mud is good for your skin, he says.
Then
wiping
what
it
are you
off.
complaining about?
Because it's not good for your hair.
Shut the fuck up.
In that case, I'm going to put those 10 points of lay on hands into myself.
at that time, you hear Ving talk. So, are we going to take a rest here? I think we could use it. Just a short break. I don't know.
Please.
Okay.
I think this would be the nice spot here. Like, we just gotta find a nice even ground.
Okay, so you guys are gonna take a short rest.
Isn't
I
it like
suppose so, yes.
It is night, so you could camp if you want to.
I was gonna say, we might as well camp, because
Yeah.
it is nighttime.
And Letty's gonna dig around in the mud for that +2 arrow that she shot and missed and knows where it landed.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. I think we're still in your favorite terrain, so do you get advantage on that?
I believe it would be only for perception.
Yeah, I think it's just perception. Yeah. So yeah, just give me a investigation roll.
Oh wait, no, proficiency is double for proficient skills. Yeah, I'm not proficient in investigation. Okay. Oh, it was almost a 20. 10.
You search for a few hours, and you don't find it.
Come on, it's not even glowing. Ugh.
I mean, there's ways of finding magical objects, but, you know.
If it makes you feel any better, you're gonna make it'll make some, you know, wandering swamp dweller very happy one day when they do find it.
Zayler's just flopped on the ground and is not getting up. Like, he just looks too traumatized by the experience.
You know, there's
He's not
so
big
much
fun.
on there,
Like
right?
halfway submerged? Because you're in the swamp?
Yeah, he's just like lying in it, like he's given up. Like, this is ready to accept his demise. He's just like,
Okay, so are y'all doing just a short rest, or y'all doing a long rest?
I would suggest for a long rest.
Yeah, I think the whole point is that we actually decided to push through and not short rest before, so we like might be running on empty at this point, or something.
Okay, so you're all gonna go ahead and
I have like 1 or 2 more spell slots, but like I would not rather waste them immediately.
Like resource wise, I'm more or less fine, but I feel like we, as a group, decided last session that we weren't gonna rest. We're just gonna charge straight in and not
Oh,
like, go well into the night. That's partly why we got ambushed, is because it was nighttime.
Yeah. So you're pretty well into the night right now, especially after that fight. You reckon that it's pretty close, if not past midnight, but you're not sure, since I don't think any of
I
you
will
have
say-
that specific feat.
I will say then Colton will probably go with the party's majority decision then. Like,
Probably.
they will
I
go
forgot.
either one way or the other.
Okay, so you are or are not taking a full rest?
Long rest.
Long rest, okay.
All in favor.
All right.
Zayler is just catatonic at this point. Like, just can't anything.
Hold
to
it.
provoke.
Pick
So
them
Xander
up.
went full
Pick
on white
Zayler
girl?
up.
Okay. Alright, so you make your camp and try to be as, you know, dry as you can be in the middle of a swamp. And, alright, who's taking the first watch? Or are you taking a watch?
Colton will take last.
I was going to take last.
Gedden will take first in that case.
Okay. Is anybody...
Zayler watches
Again.
nothing. Zayler watches nothing except his life slipping out and his soul leaving his body.
Yeah, Letty will be somewhere in the middle.
Okay. Alright, Gedden, go ahead and give me a perception check.
First, to me, I use my divine sense just to get a general undead ping for 60 feet.
Nothing within 60 feet.
Cool. All right, then I will also do my perception check. Perception 14.
Okay. Your I almost said shift. Your watch goes through relatively uneventful. You see a firefly or two, and you're not quite sure if that's the firefly or another one of those
Will-o-wisp.
will-o-wisps. Especially since I think two of them ran away. But
Yeah.
Your watch ends uneventfully, and we move on to the next watch.
I'll go.
Okay. Go ahead
while
and what?
I'll roll and then I'll role play.
Okay. You're going to give me that perception check.
Sorry, you broke up. What'd you say?
I say go ahead and give me the perception check.
Perception will be 6. I see everything.
It's a really, really dark night.
I'm not really paying attention anyways. I'm just...
Occasionally you hear a spooky sound or two, but the night your watch seems to go through uneventful.
Since I'm not really paying attention and I've got too many thoughts going on in my head, I'm gonna go ahead and do a small perimeter around the camp, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna cast Druidcraft and just grow as many mushrooms and lilacs or any swamp flowers that might survive, like dandelions and stuff like that, as much as I can, and just surround the area
Okay.
with them.
You make
And
your...
then-
Sailor's gonna roll into them to try to escape the mud. It's gonna be a muddy mess.
Wait, what?
Zayler's gonna try to roll into them to try to escape the mud he's been, like, wallowing in. Wow, it's gonna be a muddy mess.
Are you still awake?
Can't sleep. Ugly.
As you're making this perimeter and Zaylor's ruining the azaleas, you notice that some of the flowers that you make grow are this sort of white flower with a black stem.
I pick a flower and inspect it.
It's a white flower with a black stem.
Ooh, vanilla?
What about
But,
the mushrooms?
go
Do they
ahead.
seem edible?
They seem alright, yeah. They seem edible. There's a few that you know not to touch, but the majority of them are edible. Give me a history check, Smitty.
19.
You're pretty sure that's the same kind of flower that you found in that treasure chest in the dungeon.
I dig around in my bag for that daisy.
You find it.
Do they look the same?
It's the same flower.
Interesting.
White flower with black stem.
So
And
all
you
of
get
my
a
attempts
sort
to
of-
make...
And you get a sort of bad feeling about the flower, if that makes sense. Like, the flower just seems weird.
So all of my attempts to make edible stuff, like mushrooms and edible flowers, they turned into death?
No, some of the mushrooms are edible.
Okay. But only the mushrooms.
Yes.
Interesting.
What's interesting? Is it me? Do I look good?
Shut up, go back to bed.
What bed? A bed
Yeah.
of flowers, I suppose.
Your
If
watch
I make you
ends.
a bed of daisies to sleep in, will you go to sleep?
Can they be roses?
I tried something other than daisies, but these are all that have grown. I
You
don't
make a
think they'll
very
work.
large rose bush. No, I'm kidding.
A peasant flower? Okay, fine, I'll take it. I guess I'll slum it.
Hold on. DM, did you say I can make a rose bush?
I was joking.
Oh.
Because it would be thorny.
Yeah. But
If
anyway, you
that
make
were the case, that would make them the thorniest roses.
you make a bed of daisies for Sailor, and your watch ends relatively peacefully. Relatively. What? Yes.
As I finish my watch, can I just start writing in my journal and write letters to my dad?
Sure.
The sailor finally manages to kind of fall asleep once he's in the daisies and not in the mud.
I forgot to do this while I was making all the mushrooms and the flowers. Would it be all right if I looked for that arrow for Letty?
You've done a lot already.
Okay.
Yeah, with
that's
all
fine.
the flower craft, it took a while. Okay.
That's fine.
And I believe Letty was taking third watch.
Uh,
I said it was in the middle somewhere, so if there's only
Yeah.
two watches left, then yeah.
I know, yeah. So I said I was gonna be last.
Okay. All right, Letty, give me a perception check, and since it's your favorite terrain, you have advantage.
Question, I also have expertise. Do those stack, or is it just one or the other?
Say again.
I also have expertise with perception from the one rogue.
Hi.
Do those stack, or is it just one doubling?
Let me take a look at your sheet real quick. Hold on. No, so expertise is just saying that you have a +8 to that. So you just
Hi.
roll perception twice. You just roll perception with advantage. Unless Swipin says I'm wrong, but
The proficiency bonus is doubled
It's your
for
show.
proficient skills that are int or whiz related while in my encoded terrain, but it's already doubled because of proficient or because of expertise. So I
Well,
didn't know if those were both.
That's not
I'll
going to
happily
stack.
do.
That'd be. We're not giving you plus 24.
Oh god,
This
no!
isn't
It
Pathfinder.
wouldn't be that high. I think it'd be plus 11, but that's fine. I'll just
Okay.
roll this as is. That's a 17.
Okay, so you said you rolled a 17 with advantage?
Oh, with advantage, you're rolling one.
Well, I mean, that is for having the.
Yes, it was still 17, just the higher.
Okay.
of the two.
Well, no, I meant like you get advantage for rolling perception in your favorite terrain, or is it just the adding the proficiency? I can't remember.
It's just double proficiency.
Okay, then ignore the second one. Sorry, I got confused for a minute. Still noob as DMing. All right,
Yeah.
so you're pretty confident that you see pretty much everything going on. A few more fireflies, but that's about it. Your watch goes over pretty easy.
Alright.
And last we have Luca.
Alrighty, let's get this whole new system a try.
And Veen,
get the
at about
percent.
that time, Veentalk also starts stirring and decides to join you for the watch.
Oh, cool.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, Professor. A nice little gloomy morning we got here as I do the perception roll. Oh gosh.
Do it with advantage since Veentalk is helping you.
Oh, sweet. Attack roll twice. Oh god, they still haven't fixed the animation because like it's the dice is super slow. Alright, so that's a 10, so let's try it again. Maybe I don't need to present the die. Let's see. I have to fix that. Fix that while you play this.
Is it finished
Come on,
rolling?
Oh god, and that's a 1. So 10.
Okay. You're like, where are all these mushrooms coming from? A lot of mushrooms over here.
That's more mushrooms than I could count.
But regardless, your watch does end uneventfully, thankfully.
Yeah, yeah. What if the professor something gets a little doozy, yeah, like Colton will grab a his holy symbol and just kind of
Get
gets a
ready.
little feeling. Yeah, it gets a little feeling of like, well, this is the furthest away. If this is the furthest away of home I've ever been. Oh boy, I'm in for the long haul, but I've gone through worse than this.
All right. So, as you all awaken, you notice that it's a very bleak and dreary day. Looks like it could rain any second.
Should we bother with breakfast?
And
I think
let's
in
see.
a place like this, we're gonna need every
Letty, you have a
advantage.
passive perception of 14, right?
Pass perception of 18.
18? Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
Gideon would be making breakfast.
Alright.
Okay. As
Luca's
Geddon's
gonna
making...
hand over more.
As everyone's coming to, Letty, you hear a noise out in the distance. It sounds sort of like a scream. You can't really make out what exactly the words are saying. You'll give me an actual perception check. But you notice that it's kind of north of you, just like directly north.
The actual perception check was a 19.
Okay. It sounds like someone's screaming in pain, like they're in a lot of trouble.
Does anyone else hear it?
Does anyone else have a passive perception over 15?
Mine's 14.
Okay. So far, you're the only one that's heard it. Because you're a little bit more perceptive than the others.
My passive perception is like 18, I think.
Okay, so you hear it too, Luca. Give me a perception check, Luca.
Alright, hold on. just trying to figure out
I'm
how
trying to find mine. I can never make sense of D&D Beyond easily. Hold on. Okay, my passive perception is 11.
Okay.
So mine's too low.
You don't
I'm
hear
just
it.
trying to figure out how to roll without using the animation of the said roll. Perception, you say?
Yes.
Alright. Let's see if this works. Nope, not even better. Okay, this is gonna take a minute. I'm gonna kind of use my dice again and get this gonna keep stuff like this.
Yeah, I don't
While
know
this
why
is
it takes
going-
that long. What's up?
Bluka is just handing over more
11.
mushrooms to
Okay.
get him. Ones that
Luca,
he knows
you
are
heard
edible.
something, but you're not quite sure what it was. It kind of sounded like a scream. But Letty, you definitely heard a scream, and it sounds like this person, like a person is in trouble.
Do you have
Well,
any
we're
idea
all
of
healed now. We're gonna get going now.
Well,
Do I-
did Letty tell the rest of the party?
not yes. If only if only other Luca seems like they heard it.
Yeah, Colton kind of looks at you and gives a nod of like, I heard that too.
I think Letty's going to like use the excuse that she's foraging for food and just slip off in the direction of it. If it sounds like it's vaguely close, if it's like, you know, a mile out, then no. But
You go about 300 to 400 feet forward into a clearing, and you see someone slumped over the ground. On the ground, they have two zombies standing on either side of them. Well, one zombie on each side, two total. And it looks like this person, unfortunately, has met their demise. Seems to be. Give me. Yeah, that's all you can make out from right there. And then from where you're at in the clearing, or in the trees before the clearing, is about 60 feet to the person.
do zombies in this world spread by just infecting dead things, or do they have to be raised by a necromancer sort?
You would know. Give me a history check.
History, okay. 16.
It depends on how the person is killed by the zombie. If they just straight up just kill them, they don't get raised. If they're bitten to death, like if the bite of the zombie is what finishes them off, then they have a chance of being raised. But this person seems to be unmoving. Gonna be getting up. Also, around this time, Luca, you notice Zaylor pick something up out of the mud.
Wait, which Luca?
Luca Colton.
Yeah, Colton just looks over and it's like sees they pick up the shroom and like, I don't
No,
think
you-
it's
you
edible.
You just see Zaylor pick something up out of the mud. You're not quite
Oh.
sure what it is.
Okay. So let's see, and it came from the around. Okay, so then it came from the mushroom areas.
You're not quite sure. You just saw Zaylor pick something up.
This place is a little bit unnaturally skating. I don't think you want to touch anything around here.
Look at me. I'm covered in this place.
Oh, for God's
Well,
sake!
so
Luca goes
all of
over and
us.
Also,
Luca goes over and
Col-
casts prestidigitation on Zaylor, so shut up.
with that, all the mud is gone from Zaylor's person, except for the stuff on the boots because you're standing in mud. But
Oh, he just hugs Bluka. He's like, my God, you're brilliant.
No.
and
no.
as
Okay,
you break the
put it down,
embrace,
put it down.
as you break the embrace, Zaylor, you're now covered in the mud that was on Bluka.
Bluka,
That's
please.
what you get.
For
Nope.
thanking you. All
No.
right, fine. I'll never be grateful again.
That's what you get for not asking permission first.
About this time, Luca Colton, you realize that Letty's nowhere to be seen.
Ready?
Letty.
Letty, you hear
I was
your
just
party
putting
calling
down
after
this
you.
coffee.
So what?
I was saying, Letty hears the party calling out to her.
Maybe.
No,
Letty got sick of being covered in mud like some of us.
What did Geddon say?
Ogeddon's just been brewing some coffee. He's been boiling some water,
Ah, gotcha.
adding some grounds to a cup, and just been sipping on it while this unfolds.
I'm just
Hearing
imagining.
people calling for, Letty's going to like look back in the direction of the party and try to make like a loud bird call, like one that's not native to the area but that doesn't sound
Okay,
super unnatural.
give me a performance check.
Performance. God dang it! It's every skill I don't have.
Yeah.
Ah, roll well though. 16.
Okay. The party hears "Ah!" and it sounds a lot more realistic than that crow that I just did. But anyway,
As a druid, would I understand that that's not native to the area and possibly Letty?
give me a nature check.
Yes, sir. $11. I don't know, diddly.
It's a bird. It's a bird. Sounds like a crow. You're not quite sure if crows are in this area or not.
Alright. Because of that, then, I'm gonna go ahead and be shaped into a crow and do another circle up ahead
Okay.
to look for.
Okay.
I'll just-
Give me
I'll
a
just-
perception check.
Oh, on my phone and not on the computer. That's weird.
15.
It takes you 5 to 10 minutes, but you eventually spot Letty, and you also spot Letty's quarry in the clearing.
Okay, yeah. In that 5 to 10 minutes of waiting, I think Letty would have lined up a shot and tried to fire on one of the zombies from stealth.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Neat.
You rear back. You ready that arrow. Go ahead and give me a damage roll. Sorry.
Oof. Pretty bad damage rolls. Let me also add my sneak attack. Altogether, that is 9 damage.
9
Ah,
damage.
you went multi.
Alrighty. You rear back. You lock an arrow, and it flies and impales the zombie in the face. It falls over unmoving. The other one kind of goes. "Ugh." Give me and looks in your direction.
Stealth roll. 23.
Okay. You definitely hide behind a trunk, and the zombie kind of lumbers in the direction that you fired from, but not directly at you.
Meanwhile, I am flying as fast as I can back to the group so I can get Letty the backup she needs.
Okay. All right. So you arrive in the party, and what do you do?
Letty needs help. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Zombie.
Let's go. The coffee
Okay.
can wait. Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
In the wind.
This
Someone there?
What'd you say, again?
is
Just saying. What's zombie for? Must have been the wind.
You know,
Someone
I
there?
would be more effective without the mud on, just saying for the sake of Letty.
As the party catches up, y'all very, very easily dispatch the final zombie. And what do you do now? Y'all dispatch that zombie. It kind of wandered into the thing, so now you just see the two dead zombies, and there's a body in the clearing, face down in the mud.
We'll flip the body over for sure. The non-zombie one.
Okay, so now the body is encased in mud.
I'd like to wipe it off, obviously. We gotta just see if we can identify them and make sure they're not dead. They probably are.
They give me a medicine check.
We can see the zombie from where we're seeing.
I'm not going to do a combat round for one zombie versus 7 people.
I mean, it would be
6
a
people.
basic Toll the Dead if I could see it. It's just
It's dead. It's gone. It's
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, it's
never
dead
mind,
again.
never mind.
Anyway,
Yeah.
15.
Seven-
Oh, so
17 medicine on the.
okay. I don't know why I keep saying that you're doing a custom roll. Weird.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Sorry,
it doesn't like,
my-
it doesn't like skills from me.
Anyway,
My audio went out for a little bit there. Did I miss anything important?
Uber did a medicine check and discovered that the body is in fact dead and not being raised.
Not
So we're there
okay.
now?
Yes, you guys are. I mean, like I said, I wasn't gonna do a combat encounter for one zombie. So
I know. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Situation diffused.
Are there
Anyway.
any visible wounds aside from the ones we inflicted on the body?
No. So this body was killed by the zombies. It looks like they were just claw marks. There's not really any bites or anything. Just looks like they went to town slashing at it.
Any discernible, like any remarkable features, dress, markings on the body?
They do seem to be dressed. The person seems. Number one, it's a dwarf, and it seems to be dressed pretty similarly to the denizens of Hectoriard.
It's no
Do
one
we
saw in
recognize this
town.
dwarf?
Yeah.
You don't recognize this dwarf.
Okay.
I forget. Did the townspeople say they were missing anyone in town?
I don't think y'all asked.
No. we didn't.
I don't think they specified any we're like this person hasn't been seen in a while. I got the impression from the descriptions of stuff that was going on that the town's kind of gradually shrinking over time anyway, so this is probably to be expected.
Makes sense.
And is this a fresh kill? 'Cause
Yes.
Didn't hear the screams.
Yes, it was a fresh kill. Basically, Letty heard the death throes.
Yeah. So, Gedden's wondering, what is this person doing wandering out late at night? And
Well, this is morning.
now.
This is morning now.
Yeah, early
Well, I mean,
morning.
like, they would have, but I mean, there were fair ways into the swamp, I imagine, so
True,
they
true.
have also been walking in here for some time.
Yeah, we're a decent chunk of days.
Yes.
trip out of
Very
town.
weird.
Are y'all checking the body?
Is my
I'd like to loot the body, please.
Okay.
Well,
is
they
my
were dead before
mic
then,
not
believe me.
unmuting? It's telling. Okay, there we go. I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
I can
does
hear
it
you.
matter?
I-
It's dead. What difference does it make what they were doing out here? They're already gone.
Colton is gonna.
Oh, I
What-
believe Bluka was gonna loot the body. So Bluka, go and give me an
Yes.
investigation roll.
Colton doesn't care, so. Yeah.
Fudge. 4.
You just everywhere you look on this body, you find mud. You go to another pocket, just mud, mud everywhere.
If I cast prestidigitation, will it help?
You go ahead and cast it,
Um,
and that gets rid of most of the mud, allowing you to find a tattered brown journal.
I try to read it.
Okay. What language do you speak Dwarven?
I don't think that I do. Let me double check. Common, Druidic, Elvish, and Primordial. No.
You get the sense that it's not a language that you recognize, but considering you came from a Dwarven village, you have a hunch that this might be Dwarvish.
Does anybody
this-
understand this?
Let me see.
no.
It probably says, "I'm going to the swamp because I want to die."
While they're doing that, what would the pop roll to need to see like where did this person came from? Like, you know.
The mud in the area is. I mean, it would be an investigation check. So go ahead and give me one of those.
I'll give it a shot just for the heck of it. Gah! 6.
There's a lot of mud.
Can I use either nature or survival to try and essentially track them in reverse?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
That's a nat 1, so that's not helping.
No.
I mean, it's dwarf dead in the swamp.
He made a big mess while he was running from zombies.
Yeah.
Do
Just-
I
I
have
should have
any
ritual.
indication that this dwarf may come back as a zombie as well?
Letty discovered that the body was just dead. That there wasn't going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does the dwarf? What kind of clothes are they wearing? Is it like a peasant's clothes, a farmer's clothes, nobility?
Kind of. It's not really commoner's clothes, but not quite nobility. So sort of like maybe a merchant's son. You do see like pills and ink in the pockets. So
I'm gonna take those for myself if you don't mind.
the quills and ink. Okay.
Colton doesn't mind.
You can
Oh, I
add
thought we were talking about the clothing. I'm like,
3
that's not
quills
Oh, no.
and 2 vials of ink. We'll say.
Now that we're done desecrating the dead, should we, I don't know, bury him?
I agree. We should bury them.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything worth stealing, really, when you look at it.
If you want to waste time digging a hole in mud, go for it. Otherwise,
Well, the
carrying
thing
bricks
about
will
mud
have
is
a
you
good
kind
use.
of just pile it on.
Oh, well, if you want to
Just
make a burial
use
mound,
me.
that's, yeah.
So you encase this
Actually-
dwarf in mud.
Hold on.
Huh?
I use shape water so that it's easier to move it around.
Okay.
Question
just-
though. Do you
Yeah,
think anyone in
break
the
off.
village might be looking for them? And by burying them in a swamp where they won't be found again, you might actually be preventing someone from finding their son or husband or whatever.
We have their journal. We'll be able to identify them from that.
I agree.
Still, I mean, it just seems creepy.
I
Like,
mean,
imagine
do you
just
want to
being
carry
lost-
around the dead dwarf, Zaylor?
I mean, the spider could easily.
Spiders aren't made for lifting. They're made for climbing.
Fine, it's not my problem. I don't care about some random dwarf anyway. He just walks away looking kind of bothered that you guys are going to bury him in mud.
Right.
And Gideon will break off some dead branches and make a makeshift marker for the grave.
I will also do.
Luca, you were the
Druidcraft to
one
try
looking
and-
through the journal, right?
I was, yes.
Okay. Well, it is mostly dwarvish. You do see a few pages in common, especially towards the end.
What does
Mainly-
it say?
Mainly because I was expecting someone to have dwarvish, but anyway, that was my bad.
I'm
No,
surprised,
but-
I'm surprised the Forge Cleric doesn't have Dwarvens, honestly.
Well, I should, and yet for some reason I didn't. Ah, what's wrong with me?
Anyway, so towards the end of the journal, you see references to finding a black-stemmed white flower. In fact, you find one tucked in the first couple of pages, and you see written that the flowers seem to get more and more dense the further north you travel. And as you look around, you do notice that there's a lot of those flowers, and they seem to be getting thicker. The writer also kind of noted that the swamp seems to be getting bleaker and more devoid of color the further north you travel.
Oh no.
Towards the
what was
very
good?
end, the writings also start to mention they start. They're very nicely written in the beginning, but towards the end, they start to get more like scribblings. You see mentions of a castle made of black stone, and then they kind of start to become hard to read, just turning into drawings of flowers, scribblings of flowers. And the very last page depicts this throne made out of these black-stemmed white flowers, surrounded by a black void.
Made of
Oh.
black.
We walked into a 1930s cartoon.
You're also
Hold on, I'm typing.
you've also kind of noticed as you look around that things you expect to have color just seem kind of gray and bleak.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
I don't like this either.
Seems like the
I
sword
was
is
going-
to the north, then.
Apparently so.
Are any of y'all proficient in Arcana?
Let me see.
Damn it,
Oh,
I'm not.
no.
Yeah, it's a no from me.
I have some special face sense stuff.
I mean, like when you look at your skills, you have a is the circle where it says proficiency next to Arcana? Check.
Hold on.
I retract my
Uh.
Druidcraft statement of earlier.
I do not have
Okay.
Arcana checked, no.
Nobody's proficient in Arcana. Okay.
I have like a halfway little circle on it, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm not
Means
sure
you're
why
not
yours
proficient.
you have half proficiency in basically everything. I'm not sure
Oh,
on.
that's a half-elf
That's
thing,
a
isn't
bard thing.
it? A bard, that's
bard
right.
thing,
Yeah,
okay.
Jack
Bard
of all
thing.
trades.
You know what? Go ahead and give me, since you have half proficiency, go ahead and give me an Arcana check, Sailor.
Okay.
We all-
I guess I'll settle for Zaylor.
Well,
Sooner
well,
or
big
later,
brain.
everybody
Big brain.
settles for Zaylor. Let's see. I mean, that's a pretty good roll. But my Arcana is... What is it? Wait, where did it go? There it is. +3. So I got 13 plus 3, so 16.
16. Something's not quite right about the area. It's like you're in the swamp, but not. It's kind of like everything seems to be more shadowy and seems to be just strange, dreary, and bleak.
Oh. Professor, this doesn't seem kind of right.
Is there nothing else that I determined with that roll? Like, because I get the feeling we already thought something was like wrong with the league, but like.
Oh, I misclicked on my own thing. But, you get the sense that you might not be on the prime material plane anymore.
Huh. No, isn't that interesting?
What is?
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you deigned to talk to me again?
I'm sorry for getting mad at you, for constantly complaining. What is interesting?
Nothing. I'm just complaining.
Right.
Is
Let's
the
head north
color
into the
also
flowers then.
coming off of us, or just
The area.
but are we also kind of getting
You
lost
also-
out?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, so let's see. If that's the case,
Wait a minute.
Colton will look at Buka
In
and
fact-
make sure they still have blue on them.
Now that you come
I was
into
just
the...
about to say, am I still blue?
In fact, coming to this realization, I need you all to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Ah,
I'm good at that, but we'll see how the roll works.
23.
Why against it's a 12?
Nat 20.
no! I rolled a 2! I rolled that 1, but I got a 2!
Oh,
No!
Okay. Alright.
I rolled a 10. What
Okay.
are we rolling?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving. Plus 0, so just 10 for me.
Okay. I guess I need to have, each do it too. Okay. 8 plus minus 1. I love that it does that. Okay, those that rolled under a 5.
Oh.
1 second here.
I grabbed the blue guy. I grabbed a tree. Where did it go?
Wait, what?
Okay. Bluka is affected by despair.
I mean, that's been the case since.
So,
forever.
you now are apathy. So you have disadvantage on death saving throws and dexterity checks for initiative. And,
Okay, hold on, you broke up again. Say that again?
sorry. So you gain the effect of apathy from your despair. You have disadvantage on death saving throws and dexterity checks for initiative.
Oh my god. Do I want to do this thing? Oh man.
I think we
That
may
being
not
said-
be.
That being said, though, y'all don't notice it's... Well, unless Luca has a breakdown, you're not gonna notice it.
Nope.
I think we may not be in the material plane anymore. I'm gonna pluck one of the flowers and just look at it. And then I'm gonna get my hair all dramatic.
Like I look at Buka and just make sure the color is still on them, and they just look like horrified.
Luca, do you look horrified?
No, I'm just not smiling.
And that's unusual for us.
At this time, you hear Vintok just go, "Fuck."
Professor?
You can elaborate on that,
You have learned to
possibly.
trust his thoughts.
I've been here once before. Not here specifically, but... So there's what they call a great wheel, and there's different... Brunhild explains this better than I. There are different planes that have different elemental things. We're not in any of the elemental planes. I can't believe I'm remembering this. There's one that's sort of a reflection of the prime material plane. But it's steeped in shadow.
That much is clear.
If memory serves, I think they called it the Shadowfell.
Oh,
Do we know what the Shadowfell is? Is that common knowledge?
You would have glazed over it in your studies. If you're proficient in history, go ahead and give me a history check.
I do. I'll give that roll a shot.
Sadly,
Thank
not
you,
for
dice. 15.
15. You know that the Shadowfell is a very, very bleak place, and and you look around saying, yeah, this pretty much looks like the description you heard in class. You also heard that some really nasty, creepy crawlies live here in the Shadowfell.
Oh, no. I think
Including necromancers, ghosts.
I don't think we're no longer in Bahamut anymore, guys.
That much is clear. What a great thing for a teacher to put his students through. I sure am glad you guys are taking me to school.
Ignore that check. I was just checking. I figured out why it was saying all my rolls were custom. It's because of Beyond 20, the plugin for Virtual Tabletop.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm
yeah,
not-
Colton would just get into all it goes, oh no, we've stumbled something that's dangerous, and upon seeing like Luca not being himself, like gosh, I'm gonna do this. Colton's gonna try. Luca, you feel the warmth of Colton's hand like touch it on your head as they cast restoration on you.
Let me take a look real quick. Hold on.
I don't know if it'll work, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna look at real quick.
I don't think it will. Whatever's wrong with your little blue friend there, besides being a colossal bitch.
Immediately, I am.
Yeah,
going
the
to
condition
attempt
can be
to-
blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
I like the
So that's a
colossal.
wasted
The
spell. Whoops.
colossal
Oh, well.
bitch line is barely out of Zaylor's mouth when Letty is going to attempt to grab you by the neck and face first you into the mud.
Okay,
God, I love that woman.
give me a contested strength roll. So Letty roll a strength, roll a strength check. Zaylor roll a strength check for me, please.
Not amazing strength, but
Let's see. I mean, Zaylor deserves it. He's an ass. Hey, I only rolled a 4. I think you can beat it.
yeah, I got a +2, so I think I beat you there.
During the middle of this argument, Letty storms over and just sends Zaylor's face flying into the mud. Zaylor wakes up, or not wakes up. Zaylor stands up.
Zaylor wakes up 2 hours later.
Zaylor stands up, looking like, you know those hairstyles that older ladies have that are all curls, that are like just like conglomeration of curls.
Like a perm?
Yes, that, but mud.
A perm.
You have
Perm
a
of
mud
mud.
perm. You have a perm of mud. Zaylor has a perm of
That-
mud.
Is going to ruin my follicles.
Good. Let's move north.
Just so you
then.
know,
And-
buddy, Luca's the
think
one
we
who can
should-
clean you up, so I just pick your words better next time.
I think we should just turn back, you guys.
This
look back
time-
behind us.
I don't know. It's like the Shadowfell clearly isn't the material plane, so nature may not apply here. But is there any way to tell if this is the Shadowfell leaking into the material plane, or if we've actually crossed the barrier and are now in the Shadowfell?
I feel like I would need an Arcana check for that.
Do you want me to do another one?
I'll roll it and see. I mean, I got a 15.
I just rolled a nat 20.
Oh, nice.
So I guess
Okay,
you'll know whether you
okay.
tell us or not.
So, Letty, you feel like y'all are pretty much in the Shadowfell, like actually on that plane. Zaylor knows. Whether Zaylor tells anybody remains to be seen, but Zaylor knows that y'all are in the Shadowfell.
Oh, good. And now we're in the Shadowfell. Isn't this fun? I was definitely not better off not going to school.
It's the turn to Vintok. You were here before. How did you escape last time?
Brunhilde did a spell that a planar shift. Because there are portals, but they're typically one way. So while we
Professor.
may have stumbled into one, I don't know if we can get back out.
I was actually about to ask that. We just walked in here. Why don't we just walk out?
Like I said, in my experience, these portals seem to be one way.
The point is, there's nowhere to walk out. You were in a different plane. You can't walk out of another plane. That's not how it works.
Well,
Sorry.
the journal mentioned the flowers getting thicker towards the north. If we follow to the north, there might be some sort of source, whether it's a person or a power source or something. That might be a way out.
Yes, I'm sure following the spooky flowers, which get thicker the deeper we go in, will definitely help.
Actually,
And there's
I don't get a good feeling from these flowers, guys. I think they might be the cause of the problem. I think
Look,
they
someone
might be-
speaks some sense. Of course they are. That's the logical conclusion.
Of course
and
they
you
are.
know this
but
plane pretty well, Zaylor. There's a lot of things that might be so happy to help with us here.
Hey, Vintok, you think if we find your turtle buddy, we can get him to port us back, or we can break his fingers until he does?
I don't think he has that ability. I'm
Maybe
not
we can
quite
motivate him to find a way.
sure. We'll
I'm
have to
good
find
with
him
breaking
first.
kneecaps.
It's about that time y'all realize that flowers seem to turn into a path almost. You see,
Well,
that they're very, very thick around where you are, but then they kind of break off into just sort of this winding. I don't want to say game trail, but it just seems to be like they seem to be just demarking a path of some sort.
I didn't make that.
yeah, it's just going to indicate that, like, yes, these are clearly bad news, but they're also probably the reason we're here. If we solve this problem, maybe it just dumps us back out in the real world.
I'm curious. Letty, come here.
No.
I'm trying to help. Are you going to let me?
Why do you need me to go over there?
Because I don't want to walk over there. That's all. It's very muddy. Can you just come here?
She'll silently walk over, but she'll motion for Lycan to walk, like, right next to her.
Do you smell anything coming from these flowers?
Very cautiously, we'll lean down and try to sniff the flowers.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
No.
Oof,
Yes.
6.
Oh no.
Do not kill my best friend. Do not kill my best friend.
You sniff the flower, and suddenly your body is just stuck in place. You can't move for about 6 seconds.
Do I notice this?
Yeah, but you're feeling apathy, right?
I'm basing this off of depression. Do I notice this?
No, you're kind of
6
looking
seconds
down.
Probably, 6 seconds probably
Okay.
wouldn't be super obvious. It could
So
just be like
6 seconds later, you gain control of your body again.
That's what I thought. Interesting. I know you're going to be angry, but this is actually a good thing. I wonder if this will work. So you're sensitive, I imagine, to smells, right?
wiggle her hand back and forth, like, sort of.
Okay, as long as it's not going to cause you too much distress, you're going to have to trust me for a moment here.
Like, courts an eyebrow, but doesn't say no.
Point of order, real
just
quick.
kind
If y'all want music and sound effects, click the stream thing. Sorry.
Zaylor pulls out.
Yeah.
Actually, Chris, I don't know if it's just me or anybody else. Is the music kind of loud for anybody?
Oh, I can turn it
You
down.
can adjust. You can adjust things usually, but
I just turn it down a little bit. Is that better?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where you're getting music from.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
If you click the view screen button,
I do
Because
not
Chris-
have that
Chris
on.
is-
I do not
The
see the view screen.
you don't see
Yeah.
the Discord stream.
It doesn't
No.
show me that you're streaming on Discord
No.
now. It might be because I was already watching the other one when we got shunted over here. So
Let me stop and start it again. 1 second.
I know you had a go in the other.
Yeah, it
channel,
disappeared
so-
on me. So when we switch channels, is it?
oh,
Okay. No,
Yeah,
you should. Does it not say?
Top, but it's not streaming. You're not like sharing a screen or
It
anything.
says you're live, but
Yeah,
I
but
can't
it's gonna
watch
be-
anything you're doing.
It's going to be a black screen.
It's
That's-
not saying live for me. I'm not
It's
seeing
not
that.
saying why for
Okay,
me.
I'm gonna
For
disconnect.
me,
Reconnect to
it
Discord.
says live,
Hold on.
but it doesn't let me watch anything you're doing.
Okay.
Quick pause.
We pause. All right, let me try it again. Okay, now does it show it?
Well, it's giving you
Oh.
top the order.
Yeah, now I don't even see you in the call.
I
Oh,
would-
no. Oh, no, I do.
Sorry, I was
looking
trying
at
to
you.
like, get the stream and I accidentally clicked the wrong button and I tried to call Chris. I'm like, that's not what I was trying to do.
This is Smitty was able
There's
to
still
click
nothing
it.
on my end.
Okay, all of us, let's all disconnect from Discord and join the general channel, and we'll go out there.
Yeah, this just because it says this was locked. That might have something to do with it.
That is weird.
All right. Green.
There.
There we go.
So, Zaylor is going to reach into his pocket and he's going to pull out a tiny little bottle and he's going to shake it. It's a pretty little ornate bottle. He's going to shake it in front of Letty, going, "Ready?"
Same as the flowers. Gonna very carefully lean towards it and sniff it.
It's a perfume.
Okay.
I'm curious if we can block out the smell and the pollen, if the flowers will stop having an effect.
Okay, so yeah, Letty will lean close to it and just take like a massive whiff, and then lean towards the flowers and take another small sniff at them.
Roll another Constitution saving throw, please.
All right.
He's like, "That's not what I meant for you to do. I meant for you to just wear it so that the general ambience of it won't get to you. Don't go smelling them."
What was the
Well,
roll?
but, is there any benefit from having like a nose full of perfume while doing it?
Give me a saving throw and I'll tell you.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's a nat one.
Yeah!
All right, once again, your body seizes and you lock up for 6 seconds.
Do I notice it this time?
Not really. You're just not really paying attention to things right now.
Zaylor goes,
Alright.
Colton is trying to console you, like, Luca.
Letty was definitely in a more like stable stance while sniffing at the sun. There was no like leaning over. It was like actually crouching down to it, making sure there was no chance of like falling over. It's like, okay, well, the presence of the smell did nothing. So
"You're not supposed to directly sniff it. It's just supposed to kind of block out the You know what? I need a better test subject." And he just,
that's not how smells work. Okay.
Yes, because this one is made of ambergris.
Hang on,
It's
I'm
very,
rolling.
very expensive, and it has, well, let's just say it sticks in your mucous membrane, so it might be able to block pollen.
Wait, what about membranes?
You know, we're
never
having these conversation in the middle of a big clearing. Maybe we should not be out in the open?
I'm just going to try pouring some on Bluka and see if it wakes him up.
Yeah.
You
And I-
have that is poured on you.
I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? He'll smell nice. I think he'll live.
Anyway, do
Well,
y'all stay in the middle of the clearing or do y'all move on?
No,
We need to
Letty's
move
just
back.
gonna start following the path.
Okay. You'll
Yeah,
see Letty
then
kind of just
Colton-
kind of walk and follow the flower path.
Yeah,
Anything?
Colton we'll stick next to Buka.
Does it do anything for him?
The perfume?
Yeah.
He smells like the perfume?
Ugh. Well, it was worth a try. At least he smells lovely.
Thank you.
It's a very expensive perfume, you know. Way more expensive than any of you could ever have afforded in 1,000 lifetimes.
Are you still
Sorry
holding the
to waste
bottle?
it.
And is there any more left in it?
Well, yes, I only used a couple drops. This is
Okay,
a very tiny bottle, and it is very
Letty-
expensive.
I am going to do something very risky here. Letty is going to roll around and attempt to shoot the bottle out of your hand.
Oh, Sailor was trying to help in his own way.
That
Oh,
was
you're
a,
trying to shoot you're shooting the bottle out of the hand? Okay,
yeah,
give
that
me
was
an
a
attack
non
roll.
that was a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20.
A
The
soft
bottle is shot out of... Well, actually, Zaylor, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Luca doesn't even flinch.
Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. Sailor is not gonna react well to this. Oh my god. Is this with disadvantage because you're surprised?
No, actually, I want Letty to roll a disadvantage because you're pulling a
That's fair.
longbow out and shooting a very tiny bottle.
That's entirely fair.
Yeah, this is true.
The 20 was the lower roll.
Okay. Then I just
Yeah.
need that dex save from Letty. I mean, from Zaylor.
13.
Okay. You try to... You see Letty pull out the bow, and you're like, why is Letty pulling out the... Oh, shit! As the arrow flies at you, you instantly try to block it with your arm and realize that that wasn't the target. The bottle of perfume is pierced by the arrow and just shatters.
Can we not try to kill ourselves right now?
Sailor just stands there like in shock. Like he can't even believe that just happened. He's just staring like that didn't happen. He's in denial.
And immediately continuing down the path as if she didn't just do that. Bo's back on the back, Lycan's by her side, back down the path. She's just
Sailor's
fucking
just
done.
he's still just kind of catatonic. Like that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Like his brain's trying to process. Like he just imagined it. Like that no, that couldn't have. It's just
And whatever little shards from the potion bottle, like Colton will just pick it up from like their armor or Lucas's.
Just dust
all
it
of a
off
sudden,
you.
Sailor just gets up and he calmly walks over to Letty.
You'll have to jog a bit. Letty's still walking away.
He just calmly walks over. He's not even rushing. And when he does eventually catch up, he just pulls out his fucking rapier and tries to just run, like flat out tries to murder it. Like murder it. Like, he tries to
Okay.
kill her. He's not faking. His dagger and rapier and just tries to kill her. Like he's
Okay.
not even joking.
give me an attack roll.
Okay.
Sailor, no. Letty?
Letty!
Luca's running forward.
Follow suit.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Colton's trying to help you like through this whole thing since you don't seem right.
God, where's my stats? Okay. So to hit, gosh, sorry, I have trouble with D&D Beyond.
That's okay.
Where does it say what I add to the hit? For this
It should be the hit slash DC, the
it's a-
third column.
You've got a
of the
plus
attacks.
4.
Okay, so I rolled roll 14, so plus 4, so 18 to hit.
That would be my armor class.
Your armor class is 18?
No, that would beat my armor class.
Oh, beat. Okay.
It matches.
No, more than that. My armor class is 15.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just didn't hear the T originally. Okay.
So-
go ahead and roll damage.
With the dagger or the rapier?
Whichever one.
Which one were you stabbing with first?
Both. He just went with both.
Well, you're doing 2 attacks. You do have 2 weapons. You do have wait a second, hold on, let me scroll here.
Each weapon counts as one attack, even if you're doing it at the same time.
Okay, so roll again for the other one.
Right.
Hold
Okay.
on. Yeah, no, you only have 1 attack per action.
Okay, so I
Yes.
guess the dagger then.
Okay.
Since that's easier.
Go ahead and roll damage on that.
The dagger is 1d4 plus 1.
Meanwhile, Bluka is charging after him, and I'd like to try and just glomp him from behind and just hold him like a hug.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength check,
So
please.
for damage, he rolled 1d4 plus 1, so it's 3 that he got plus 1, so 4 damage.
Okay, Letty, you take 4 damage. Piercing.
Oh dear, 4 damage.
Like, he wants to kill her. Like, he's ready to stab her over and over. Like, he's not even joking. He's not even just mad. Like, he flat out wants to kill her. He's not being jokey, silly, funny, whiny Zaylor. Like, he's ready for blood.
Gooden's at the front here. If he does notice, he would move to grapple Zaylor.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, Gedden, roll a strength check with advantage. Zaylor, roll a contested strength check on that.
I was gonna say Luca had something that he
Yeah.
wanted to do first.
Well, I think you were both
I'm-
trying to grapple, so that's what I was
Yeah.
having. So one of you rolls with advantage.
Would it be athletics then?
Yeah.
You go ahead.
go and do that
my
athletics
strength is
check.
0.
So I rolled a 19. What am I rolling? Is this strength or athletics?
Sorry.
or
So you can
dexter-
choose. Okay, so with grapple checks, you can choose athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
And so I rolled an 18 for athletics.
So I rolled a 19 plus. What's my athletics or acrobatics? Plus 2, so 21.
I'm just imagining as soon as my arms go around him, I'm thrown to the ground instead.
You and
Into the
Gedden
mud.
go to grab Zaylor, but Zaylor is nimble enough to jump out of the way, and you and Gedden collide with each other.
Just fancy backflips everywhere. Angry, beautiful backflips.
Zaylor, what the fuck?
Sailor, please.
What is wrong with you?
You. And he just tries to stab you again.
I guess should we
at
roll
this
initiative to see
point-
what the order of the actions go?
At this point, Vintok's kind of pissed off at that, and is going to use a sentinel attack.
Oh God! You pissed off the much
Yeah.
higher level
Excuse me,
character.
what are you doing? You need to go. You still go ahead and roll. You still roll the attack. This is when you make an attack against a target other than me.
16 plus 4, you said 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, so that hits. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
I'm so sorry.
No, this is fantastic drama. I
This
am
is
entirely
having
down for it.
reacted in character. 3 again, plus 1, so 4 damage again.
All right, go ahead and roll that attack.
I don't want to hurt your character. I'm sorry. It's just that was really important to him. He's losing his shit.
If Letty had known, definitely would not have destroyed it, but had no
Okay,
way of
Zaylor.
knowing.
What's your armor class?
My armor class is.
Does a what I just rolled? Does a 16 hit?
Yes, his armor class is 11.
Okay. So as you stab Letty, and Letty takes how much damage did you say?
It was another 4.
Okay. As you stab your dagger in, once again, blood, red eyes. You feel a piercing pain in your side as you take. Once I find there we go. Six
Question mark
damage.
Oh, okay.
As you take a longsword to the flank.
Is it a longsword or? Oh no, this is.
Yeah.
I thought it was a rapier. Never mind.
Yeah, this is.
My dancing
You angered
longsword.
the barbarian teacher.
Vintok's not a barbarian, thank you.
Is he not?
He's a fighter.
He's a
It's not.
fighter.
Oh shoot! It's been a while. I
He's a
forgot.
fighter.
I suggest you don't do that again. Letty, you apologize for breaking Zaylor's perfume bottle. Zaylor, no more murdering or attempts to murder people in our group. We need to stick together to get out of here and survive this.
Zaylor just pulls himself off of the sword, not caring that he's basically slicing himself to do so. Just completely doesn't give a shit about pain or anything in that moment, and he just walks away. Doesn't say anything to anybody.
Luca picks himself up and goes over to check on Letty.
Wait, so
Okay.
you're just leaving? Actually, with
He does.
Sentinel, I think Sentinel would mean you can't leave.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it means like
You
you're,
can't-
you're sticking around.
Technically, it's for
Yeah.
a different thing.
It's
Yeah,
for
that's-
reaction attack of our activities.
Yeah, it's if you were leaving my
Threat range.
range, but I already used my reaction. So if you're okay, we'll keep going. with
He's
the
just
RP.
walking away, like he's not even talking to anyone.
Letty's just gonna cure wounds herself.
If you go that way, you're going to die.
The last thing we need is more folks to die out here, please.
At least I'll leave a beautiful corpse. He just keeps walking.
Beantalk sighs and goes
For
after
Lori's sake.
Zaylor.
Colton
He runs
will
after
follow suit.
Zaylor and attempts to grab Zaylor. I need you to roll acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
I don't think he'd even fight it. You just grab him. He's just not even focused anymore.
Okay.
Blue coat's the apathetic one.
Beantalk says, Luke, I see that was very precious to you, but we don't know anything about it. Letty had no idea that was precious to you. I'm sure she's sorry.
I don't care.
Well,
Who's
I
the
can't
real
have you die
apathetic
up
one?
here. So, come on.
Sarah, we can't not have you go out and put it on our conscience, please.
I don't care about your conscience.
Bluka gets up and goes over to Zaylor. Without saying a word, I take his hand, I look at our teacher, and I start pulling Zaylor away. And we walk on our own.
He looks over at Bluka and he's like, what do you want?
Beantalk, I guess let's go and let's that happen.
It's your fault it even happened. If I hadn't tried to help you, nothing would have happened.
I cast prestidigitation on him. I don't say anything.
He doesn't even react to it. Like, he doesn't even care if he's muddy or bloody or anything anymore.
Well, now that's out of the way. Let's follow these flowers then, shall we?
Hold on. I take his hand in both of my hands, and my head is still down. I'm still not smiling. Sailor, I don't know what's going on. None of us do. And I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry I've been a colossal bitch. But with everything going on right now, we need to stay together.
That wasn't mine to break.
Is there anything that we can do to help?
It can't be replaced.
Without saying a word, I take off my red bandana that you've never seen me without. And I tie it around his wrist. Neither can this.
What, bandana? Some fashion accessory?
You and I both know that that stuff doesn't matter. It's the reason behind it.
He swallows, he looks away, and just says, it wasn't even the perfume. You can buy perfume, it was the bottle.
And you can buy another bandana. And I walk away, leaving my bandana on his wrist.
He just holds on to it. And he's trying so hard not to cry, because he doesn't want to cry in front of all those ugly jerks in his class.
I should make neutral at this point. Come on.
So he just tells himself, he's like, they're all just ugly and you're beautiful, Sailor. That's what he says to himself. They just hate you because they hate you. That's all, Sailor. They're all just haters that wish they had the Insta following you, dude, Sailor.
Jesus.
And he just kind of stands there and he holds the bandana and plays with it idly.
Okay.
And eventually, he comes back, doesn't look at anyone, doesn't say anything to anyone. He just kind of keeps his distance but hangs around.
If the rest of the group actually starts making progress forward, Letty hasn't moved since getting stabbed, but has been quietly shaking while stroking Lycan. And if Zaylor comes anywhere near her, she just wants to put her hand on his shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Which,
I would
ooh,
also like to stand next to Letty and just hover around her.
So if Zaylor comes close, she will be giving him 10 hit points, which is, I think, more than you took from the sword, so you should be fully healed.
Okay. So you continue your trek northward. I need one person to just give me a d20 roll.
Anyone?
Just one
You
person.
want me to do it?
Just one person.
Oh, one person. Okay. Whatever. Oh, come on now. Oh, there you go. A good. Oh, I thought it was
A
a 1. No, it was a 7.
Okay. A cold wind blows throughout the day, but it doesn't seem to be bad. It doesn't really slow you down, but it doesn't really speed you up. You're just continuously following this path of flowers.
Is there any change in the area as we move northward?
It's still
yeah,
just as dreary, just as gray.
Oh boy.
And towards the end of the day, you crest a hill. And out in the distance, very far away, it looks like it's several days, maybe a week's worth of travel away, you see an obsidian-colored castle. And you note, you kind of see that there's a path of white that just goes all the way there from where you're standing.
What about night to have a dreary dream like this?
As we've gone forward, are we like full in like the giver mode? Like, are we
Yeah.
completely black and white right now?
Well, no, like, you guys still see each other. You haven't quite lost color. Smitty's a little bit, or Bluka's a little less blue. That y'all pretty much still have your coloration.
Oh, okay. So we're not full the giver yet.
Yes. Yeah, like the environment is, if that makes
I love
sense.
that book.
Okay.
I do too.
It's a good book.
It is a good book.
I lost my tan.
Terribly good
It
book.
makes me think we're on a black and white like rubber ink cartoon.
Okay, so are y'all gonna press through the night, or are you gonna camp here?
I mean, how long have we been walking for?
A day's journey.
Oh God.
Oh.
So it's night now.
Yeah.
Are there any trees or anything around that we can camp near, or is it all just open field with flowers?
I mean, it's still the swamp. It's still swampy. You're getting towards the edge of the swamp, but
The temperature definitely feels cold, you guys. We might want to try to get inside that castle over there.
you also know that the castle's at least a week's journey. Like, you're looking at it, you're like, that's really far away, but you see the castle.
As I pointed, it's like, oh, it's miles away. Like, oh,
Yeah, like
Okay.
you just barely see the spires of black.
So we're kind of at the edge of the tree line and looking out over a much sparser area.
Yes, a pretty more mountainous terrain, I might say. Like, the swamp is starting to give way to that. So you're kind of at the precipice between mud and not mud. It's very rocky, very hilly. There's sparse patches of trees around.
well, it's gonna be awkward
So-
to make a fire that's not a hot fire as it should be.
Yeah, mechanically, I am biased towards camping in the swamp one more night because I get bonuses to safety perception checks. But narratively, it makes more sense to not want to sleep on mud.
Right.
I mean, we should probably, if we have, are we like looking down? Like, we're able to see it because it's lower in elevation to us, or because it's just like in a large, sparsely.
It's because it's a large, sparsely covered area.
Okay, gotcha.
Like I said, there are
Um,
patches of trees, but there's a lot of hills. You just happen to be the edge of the swamp, kind of.
So it's like we're
It's
looking at
above
the Dark Tower.
Yes,
In-
kind of.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, you see just broken terrain. And it's so very surreal because it's all just grayscale. There's just a little patch of white going all the way there.
I guess we probably can't hear. I mean, it's sure it's uncomfortable, but there's way less cover out there than here.
Zaylor just kind of sits on some log or whatever he can find, doesn't even complain about the mud, doesn't seem to care anymore. But he does keep stroking the little bandana on his wrist, which he seems to be trying very hard to keep from getting dirty.
Bluka
All
doesn't
right.
say anything, but he starts casting shape water to try and make the area dry for them to camp for the night.
Okay. Alrighty, as you make camp for your evening's rest, who is taking first watch?
I think Letty will take first watch. She's going to be pretty wound up and needs to just stare into the darkness for a while.
Okay.
Once again, take the last watch.
Okay.
I will
I'll
take
take the
second
middle.
watch then. Oh, okay. Is it three or four watches?
4.
Okay, so I'll take the second.
That works.
Alright, so, who is taking the first... so whoever's taking the first watch, go ahead and give me a perception check.
That roll. Oh, come on. It was almost a 14. 12.
Okay.
Dang.
In this otherworldly world that you're in... Oh, that was a sentence I just made. Anyway, in this very bleak and grayscale world, it's very hard once it gets dark to really see anything out in the world, just because it's just so pitch and just different levels of gray. Nothing seems to really catch your attention. But several hours pass, and your watch goes off without a hitch. You move on to the next person.
That'd be me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Ooh, that's a 7.
It's dark. It's really dark. Just like with Letty, your eyes are having trouble adjusting to this world devoid of color. This bleak, just unending gray has turned into dusk, which wasn't even orange like you're used to. It was just gray. Everything was gray. Nighttime is even more gray, but darker. It's very unsettling.
Yeah.
But
This is
Get in-
advanced
Making
grade.
a-
It's
under
great.
this bed. Gideon's making a point to be standing as best he can between Letty and Sailor.
Letty actually makes an effort to not encroach that space, just sort of out of a, like, quiet apology of actions sort of thing. Like, she'll climb a tree on the far side of the camp rather than broach that space.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bluka's been hovering over beside Letty as much as he can. He's not able to talk right now, but he's just staying around in case she needs him.
Okay. Whoever's taking third watch, go ahead and give me a perception check.
That's me. And 15.
15. Okay. It's still really dark, and just like everyone else, you've been having just issues seeing. Like, it's just not fun trying to figure out what's what.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna...
what was it again? Was it 16?
15. 1-5.
1-5. Okay.
I'm going to get my journal
hold
out
on.
to start... Oop, okay. Oh no.
Okay. You get your journal out and start writing.
Well, I'm gonna try to start writing, but I just don't know what to say to my dad, and so I look up.
As you look up, you see 3 shadows moving. 3 figures. They're right up on you, probably about maybe 10 feet away. And
I get up.
I need you all to roll initiative.
Shit. Before that, can I just start screaming, wake up, wake up?
They get a surprise round first.
Damn it.
Oh, no.
Alright, so the first creature that seems to be this sort of black shadow creature covered in a rag of some sort swings its fist at you. With a... Whoop, helps if I don't miss.
Oh, die.
7 to hit. Does that hit?
God bless. No, I'm an 11.
You look up just in time to scream and duck underneath a shadowed fist going straight for your face.
Wake up!
But you also notice there's 2 more coming at you. One of them touches you. It's a 23 to hit.
Good night.
Oh no!
You take... You take 13 psychic damage. As this shadow just reaches out and touches you. You feel this madness reach through you and just attack your mind.
It is not a good day for Bluka.
And then the other one, another shadow creature on its left flank, kind of looks around the group. I need Letty, Beantalk, and Zaylor to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
Oh no. Roll hard, guys. Oh! D&D Beyond, I need you to be nice, please, to my friends.
Oh, and I guess I need to adjust this real quick.
Yes. Give us the little battle.
Oh no.
That doesn't sound right.
Okay, so I need those. Okay, we'll do the initiative in a second. But go ahead and give me those wisdom saving throws.
Say again?
I need those wisdom saving throws from the 3 I mentioned. That was Letty, Luca, and Luca, Colton, and Zaylor.
Should we type them in the Discord? Yeah.
Either one is fine. If you want to use.
I
the
got
one
a
of these-
nat 1.
Oh no.
Okay.
Not great. Not his finest moment.
Okay.
You should have been
where's my
17 for me.
Okay. Okay, you take 9 psychic damage, and you're forced to your feet. Since you were prone and asleep, I'm modifying this a little bit, because otherwise it'd be really weird. So, anyway, you're on your feet and wide awake. All right, so now we will roll initiative and get this encounter going. As several people are screaming. And did I get those rolls from Luca and Letty? The saving throws I was asking for?
Letty rolled a 7.
Ready got a 7.
Letty got a 7. Okay.
Right, sorry, I was moving in my chair, so it was loud, so I muted myself. Yes, saving throw was a 7. Initiative was 14.
Okay. You also take 6 points of psychic damage, and you're also forced to your feet.
Okay.
And then, what was, JP, what was your saving throw?
I didn't hear Colton, so I didn't think I don't have the roll saving throw. Shit.
When I mean,
That-
go ahead.
Natural 19, 25.
Okay,
Nice.
you are unaffected.
Good. But I hear Buka say, "Wake up, right?"
All right, so you're all awakened now. Those of you who were not affected by that are still prone because you were asleep outside of Bluka. So where did my power button go? Unincome. Monster initiative. Okay, Bluka. It's 12. Bluka is 17. Let's see here. What was, Gedden, what is your, initiative?
15.
15? Okay. You said 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, that's 8. Zaylor, what's your initiative?
Mine is. I didn't roll well, so hold on. 7.
7. Okay. And then, Letty, what was yours?
14.
14. Okay. Alright, so here, let me get the battlefield ready. That's just that thing. Alright. Get the cool kit going here. Alright. Sounds good. That way. Alrighty. Let me move a couple things real quick. Right here. Alright, so I'm going to turn the light on Bluka, since Bluka was the one that was basically hit by it. Ignore the green in this, I didn't have time to make it actually grayscale, so just ignore the colors.
Pretend there's less color.
Alright, so where are y'all? Where would y'all be sleeping? So let's start with Letty, where do you want me to place you?
I am going to be the opposite of wherever Zaylor ends up.
Okay, Zaylor, where are you at?
Zaylor found a log for someplace out of the mud to be in.
Okay. The Zaylor's on the very end of that log right there. So then that means I guess Letty would be, what, like right here?
Yeah, in and around that tree to the far left.
Like over here? Okay.
Yeah, that seems good.
Gedden, where would you be?
I would be between those two. So kind of like slightly to the right of where Bluka is.
Like right there?
Sure. There.
Yeah.
Up there.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll say there. And I'm assuming spider would be like right here, or here, or here. Or like
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here.
yeah, around somewhere.
Flying spider.
Yeah, just adjacent to Lady Golden.
And then I had to update the token apparently. Colton, where are you at?
I will probably sleep right next to Buka.
So like right here?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, it's still within the proximity with the rest of the party.
Okay. Alrighty. So, at the top of the initiative order, we have... Let's start. This creature's turn. Let me... This one's turn. I don't know why it pinged where I didn't put the mouse, but there. That one's a turn. It's hard to see a little bit because it's a bit of a... Anyway. So it is going to use... Howling Babble. Each creature within 30 feet of it must make a wisdom saving throw. So I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wait, it's really dark. Where is this thing exactly? Is it like that?
It's directly to the left of Bluka.
and directly above Beluga.
Okay.
There's two.
Okay, so they're those blob
Yeah.
things.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, these blobbies we cannot see, so wisdom saves.
Make them.
Luca got an 18 wisdom save.
Natural 20!
Nice.
The Lucas are fine!
I got
5.
This
I
is
got
fine!
I got a 12.
Shit.
Okay, hold on.
Oh shit.
If you'll put your saving throws in the thing real quick. Sorry. There. Now you can see it better.
Sort of, yeah.
Just so that you can tell where it's at.
There's a lot of empty space to the right. Can you zoom in a bit on the battle map? Unless you expect us to be running in that direction.
I should be able to zoom in. Okay. A bit. There, how's that?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Cool.
Easier to see the defined squares.
Yeah. Okay. So, you hear a roar with some whispers. And let's see. Anyone who rolled below a DC, anyone who rolled below 14, you will take 13 points of psychic damage
Yikes.
and are stunned into the end of the creature's next turn.
Gotcha, so you're looking to kill us.
Oh, hold on a second, Chris. I forgot to do disadvantage on initiative.
Oh, okay. We'll just go with that next time.
It works because I rolled an 18, so 12 is still the same.
Okay.
Chris is done dealing with our bullshit. He's just gonna party wipe.
No, that's not what I'm trying to do.
Shenanigans!
Anyway, up next is Luca Colton.
Okay, so for those who succeed, we take half of that 13 psychic?
Yes, you take half of the 13 psychic, so we'll say
Okay.
7. No, I'm sorry, 6.
6, yeah.
6 damage, and you are not stunned. So those
Yeah.
of you who
The
did full damage are stunned.
the real shit eyes is just popping out right from Colton's like skull, and so these two boys that are basically right in front of each other immediately stands up and it seems that it's still dark because like we didn't put no campfire or nothing, right?
Yeah, you never said you were putting a campfire, so I didn't put one out.
Nope. Okay, so they want to give some help for the crew, our crew here, and I'm checking the spell that I'm gonna use. Ruka kind of looks at you all, goes like, "I'm sorry, I can do this," and they'll raise their hand up, and up like above about like maybe 30 feet up, 5 foot across from everybody. They cast daylight.
Okay.
Nice.
A 60-foot radius sphere of light spreads out from the point I chose within range. A sphere is wide and white and sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet.
Okay, so where are you centering it at, you said?
Basically 20 feet above our heads. Basically like
which square?
Wait. Let's say between us and Zaywar.
So like right there?
Yeah,
Okay, hold
like a
on.
big ball of 60-foot white just like pops out from everybody, so we can see everything around us.
Okay, hold on 1 second here.
Now, it's 20 feet up, so you get to do the math of exactly what the radius would be at the ground level now.
Reveal the map! Any of the spells area overlaps with an area of darkness created by a spell of 3rd level or lower. The spell that created the darkness is dispelled.
Oh, interesting. It's casting shadows off of our token.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, wait a second, that's weird. We just
That's
select these and turn that off because that's a little. Oh, why did you turn the light off?
It decided, no, you don't get lighting.
no,
You just killed your spell because the tabletop didn't like it.
no. I'm looking at the map again. I'm like, I see where the pictures that's sort of using. I'm like, I know what that is.
Uh-oh.
Above game, I know what that is. But I
That's
don't know
worrying,
if-
but we'll deal with it later.
But I know if that's I don't know if that's the same thing in this campaign. But we'll see. We'll see.
You don't know.
Okay, so that's the action. Can I do anything bonus wise? Shoot. Actually, I should use this one. Actually, you just said.
That's right, there's a soundboard that's like pour water. I'm like, okay, they're peeing. No kidding.
Right.
Ow. Okay,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I can't do much bonus action wise because I've already used the spell. I cannot use spiritual weapon on this turn, sadly.
No, you can't.
Yeah, that's basically called this turn. That's basically if anyone was trying to sleep at this point, it's already woken up by the light.
Yeah, right. All right, Geddon, it's your turn. Letty, you're on deck, kind of.
For my turn,
Oh, that's right. I'm stunned.
I will be stunned.
Okay, that ends your turn. It's now another creature's turn. Specifically, that creature's turn.
For stun, don't you make a saving throw to remove it at the beginning of your turn?
No, you're just stunned until the end, until that creature's next turn.
Oh,
It's not a
gotcha.
save, yeah.
And is
So-
this the creature that stunned us, or is that one of the other
No,
ones?
no, the first one,
No.
the thing that was first in initiative order was what stunned you.
Gotcha.
So, this creature... Uh, it is going to take 5 damage at the start of its turn because it is in sunlight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Fuck yeah!
Well played.
And
Where's it in sunlight from?
The
daylight
orb.
spell.
The daylight
Day-
spell.
Wouldn't that-
Daylight's not sunlight.
Oh, it's not? Okay, never mind then.
Ah,
Was
that
trying to
seemed
make
real
it...
clever there for a second.
Okay.
I'm a genius. Oh no!
The...
Spells that give off sunlight will state that they do.
Okay. So it's just bright light. Okay, my bad. Thank you. The creature... is going to take another swing at Bluka since it's right there.
Ah, poop.
That is a 13 to hit.
Yep, I'm 11.
Alrighty. You suffer.
Damn it, I don't have anything to react. Damn it.
Was... Okay, so you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, plus 10 necrotic.
I am not okay. I am not okay.
Alright, that will end that creature's turn. It is now Letty's turn.
But it's not.
Letty is stunned, so that ends Letty's turn. It's now another creature's turn.
Oh, wait.
huh?
Can the Lycan still have a turn?
Oh. Yeah, I'll allow it, since this is a pretty interesting situation.
Yeah, alright. He will be moving north 1 and then diagonal up and to the right twice so that he's to the left of the tall looking dude.
Okay.
And he will bite the tall looking dude.
He will bite the tall looking dude. Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
And where that button I put is, there we go. 18 to hit.
Okay, that does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah. 4 piercing damage, and is this thing immune to poison?
It is immune to poison.
Okay, so it doesn't take anything else.
It's how much piercing damage you said?
4.
Okay. Lycan bites into the creature, looking like it does some damage, tries to pump some poison in. The poison doesn't seem to have an effect, and the damage doesn't seem to do as much as you expected.
Yeah, that's fair. I figured non-magical damage wouldn't do anything to these.
I almost told it to take a lot of damage. Alright. Is that in Lycan's turn?
That is all he's got.
Okay. The creature, which is going to be this one, on its turn, it's going to make a maddening touch attack at Geddon. That is going to
It
be.
has advantage.
Does it have what?
It has advantage because I'm son.
So your son, yep. There's, yep, natural 20.
Oh no!
So, let's see, how many d6 do I need? It's 8, 15, 26 plus 3. You take 29 points of damage.
Okay.
But that will end its turn. Luca, you're up. Vintok is on deck.
Okay, I am going to cast level 2 healing word on myself.
Okay.
And that is 5 healing points
Okay.
to me.
And I believe healing word is a bonus action, am I right?
Say again?
I believe that's a bonus action, right?
No, it's
No,
a level
never
2
mind.
spell.
Never mind. You're right. Okay. Is that all
But for
you...
my bonus action,
Yeah.
I would like to attack this fucker. Let's see. Where are you? Where are you? Okay. Shocking grasp, whichever one is closest to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, which one? They're all 3 within 5 feet of you.
The one that keeps hitting me.
Okay. All right.
No,
Well,
the one that hit Geddon.
Okay, so that's the one directly above you. Go ahead
Okay.
and roll the touch attack.
Do you need me to roll a d20 first?
Yes, it's an attack. You have to roll the attack.
Come on, load. There we go. Okay. I rolled a 3. Wait, hold on. 3 plus 5. 8.
You reach out to it, and it sees your hand coming and pulls back.
He hit me so dang hard, I can't see straight.
Not even the lights up in you.
Okay, that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
It is now Vintok's turn. Vintok, seeing this, goes, shit. Unsheathes both of his long swords, and he will. He's going to attack the creature that is to the left of Bluka. So, let's see.
Come on, Professor.
Right. Okay. Actually, first what he's going to do is he's going to use a bonus action to rally. And so he's going to use one superiority die to do that. Roll a d10 here. Bluka gains 1 HP temporary hit point. That was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. That was going to be a lot cooler. And anyway, he is going to unload on this creature. And first attack is going to be 28 to hit, which hits. 8. Be 5 damage to that one. And then he's going to unload again with the vicious longsword. With a natural 20.
Nice.
So that's another D8 real quick. You are fired. So that is 6 damage plus 7, so 13 damage because it's the vicious longsword. So that one takes 13 damage.
Nice.
So you see Vintok kind of get very angry, very upset that his students are getting attacked. He unloads one slice into the shadow. Seems to take effect. He unloads another one, kind of chops off the arm that kind of pulls itself back together. It's looking hurt, but not bloodied, if that makes sense. So Vintok is going to slash one more time because he has three attack actions per, or 3 attacks per action. He's
Gotta
ridiculous,
love fighters.
right? So here's the last one. That is a 19 to hit, which hits. That D8 is fired. Let's go with this one. Yes, thank you very much. That's going to be 11 damage to it. Okay. Alrighty, bear with me. I have a lot of tabs open. And with that, you see Vintok thrust straight through the middle of the creature. It looks very hurt and looks like it's not holding on very much longer. Vintok, seizing the initiative, decides to use his action surge. Whatever that is.
Oh boy.
Which lets him have one more attack action, which will give him 3 more attacks, because he's ridiculous.
Slice
That's
and dice,
it. My next
Teach.
character's gonna be a fighter.
Alrighty, that is a 14 to hit, which I believe, does that, it still hits, okay. The first attack does 8, or so 9 damage to it. In a fit of fury, you see Vintok slice once more. This creature's barely hanging on. So, Vintok decides to put it out of its misery and slices one more time. 19 to hit, which hits. Vintok's just wiping the floor. I'm glad that that's working because I didn't expect this encounter to be that bad when I first wrote it. Okay, yeah, actually minimum damage kills it. You see that shadow fade into nothingness and be dispersed.
Yay!
Yeah.
No longer there. Vintok has his movement left. He's going to move up to here and take his last attack against the tall boy.
Very tall boy.
Yep. 18 to hit. Does that hit? Let me look. It hits. Okay, so his last attack connects. Let's move this D8 here. That is 3 plus 4, so 7 points of slashing damage to that. Thank God Vintok has magical weapons. And that will finally be the end of Vintok's turn. It is now Zaylor's time to shine.
Zaylor always shines. He's a beautiful boy. Okay, let's see.
Oh, and I guess when that creature died, you heard this.
So as a bonus action, he's going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Bluka.
Okay.
So now Bluka gains an Inspiration D6. So for any ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws, they add a d6.
Nice.
You have a choice
This
out of
can be
D6.
added before or after seeing the roll.
Nice.
And that's his bonus action. So for his regular old boring action, he's going to. Let's see. He's gonna do good old thunderclap.
All right.
I remember
Clap,
that.
clap, clap.
But he's going to make sure to try to angle it so it won't hit Bluka.
Aw.
Please.
Yay.
But he doesn't care about anyone else in the party. All those ugly jerks can get hit. They're just collateral damage.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. All right. You're gonna. You'll be able to avoid Bluka, but you're gonna hit not Letty. You're gonna hit.
Like,
Well, it's not a cone or anything. It's just a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range outside of you has to take a Constitution saving throw. So there's no way not to hit Bluka.
I thought Thunderwave was a cone, like a 15-foot,
No,
either a cone or a
you said-
square.
You said thunderclap, right? 'Cause you have
Yeah, it's not a cone. You're right. It's just like a thunderous sound.
Oh
So let me
wait, it says range. It says range is 5 feet.
Yeah, you have to be very close.
Yeah, so the range is 5 feet. They just can be heard
Yeah.
up to 100 feet away. That's
Okay,
what
yeah,
caused.
so
Now I remember what caused all the undead to swarm.
So he's gonna do it,
Oh.
but he's gonna make sure it doesn't hit Bluka because he
Okay,
doesn't want to
so
hit Bluka.
you're gonna move over to where they're at then.
Yeah.
Okay, so like right here. Here. If you go right here, you'll be able to hit both Tall Boy and Pink Boy.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. A loud, thunderous clap, for lack of better terms, is heard. What level were you casting it at?
I'm casting it so that I get 2d6 because it says at what level. Hold on.
Oh no! It's just a cantrip. Never mind. It's the damage increases by X
By
when
level.
you reach.
So by
yeah.
5th level, it's
Yeah.
2d6 damage.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
roll 2d6, and let me roll their Constitution saving throws. All right.
Do we need to do that too?
No, because you're not within 5 feet. You just hear a really loud thunderclap.
Oh, my ears.
9.
9 damage. Okay.
I got a 6 and a 3.
Oh, what's your DC? Sorry. The DC.
For me?
Yeah. What is your spell? Okay, your save DC is 14. Okay. The pink boy fails, and let's check the tall boy. Tall boy just makes the save, but pink boy takes full damage. The loud, ravenous thunderclap is heard. It doesn't seem to affect the tall one, and it seems to affect the pink one. Well, the shadow, but it doesn't do as much as you thought it would. It takes half damage. You said it did. Yours was 8 or 9 damage. I'm sorry. What was the full damage, Lucia?
It was 7. Or sorry, 9, because it was a 6 and a
Okay, so
3.
it takes 4 damage.
Interesting, so it's resistant to thunder?
Yep.
Weird.
Yep. Okay, is that the end of your turn? Luca, you're on. Luca Colton, you're on deck.
Okay.
Lucy, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Because he already used his bonus action for Bluka.
Okay. Alrighty, that's the end of that round. The top of the initiative order, we have Luca Colton.
Alrighty. So, which monster was it that screamed and made some of my allies frozen or stand up and on.
The pink one.
Yeah, it was the shadow.
Okay. So in game, he doesn't like that. He doesn't want that to hurt his friends and make them do things they want to do. So as a bonus action, there will be a spiritual weapon of a mace on the right, next to it, to the shadow.
Okay.
And as it appears, swings down. Give me a sec. Oh wait, no, that's the damage. Never mind. Try that here. There we go. 24.
Okay, 24 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, let's roll that again. 8 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then Colton himself will go.
Okay, before you do that, hold that. You see this mace appear. This very shiny spectral mace appear to the right of the creature, and it swings super hard, impacting it in the shoulder, and it seems to do some real damage to the creature.
That's what I figured it would be.
Well, no, I didn't. It deals damage, not that it seemed more than you expected.
Yeah. It's going to stay. Okay, and then after that, Colton will move right next to the teacher. Basically, himself between the teacher and the spider, with the tall, lanky creature right in front of them, and just goes, "Get away from us!" And then we'll cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save? Okay.
Can I just say how proud I am of them for their confidence levels raising so much? Because they were so quiet and timid before, and now they're this badass cleric defending their friends, and I am so proud.
Okay. Dex save is a 16.
If it saves, I think that means.
I don't think it does damage if it saves.
No, yeah. So the second flame does not go through. So.
Okay.
Damn it.
Certainly trying to defend his friends.
Right after that mace slams into the shadow creature, you move over, raise a hand, and try to call down divine flame from the sky. The creature looks up as well and sees it fly down and steps out of the way just in time. Barely.
I don't like this. I don't want to be here. And that'll be Colton's turn.
That's in your turn? Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to get a, We're gonna have to use this as a mace because this thing doesn't have a mace.
That's fine. Like, I never.
There's your spiritual weapon right here. Whee!
Sweet, thank you.
Let's do this. It stabbed him. All right, that's the end of your turn. It is now Gettin's turn. Sylvan?
I'm
Quick
not stunned
question,
anymore,
DM.
correct?
Yes, you are not stunned anymore. Yes,
Quick question.
those who were stunned
Is,
became unstunned at the start of the combat round.
Who is all standing right now? And who's all
Everyone
prone?
now.
Everyone's standing now. Everyone's taking a turn, so they're all
everybody-
standing.
Everybody standing up, yeah.
Okay.
I will just, I'm kind of low, but oh well. I'll take 2 attacks at the thing that hurt me a lot.
Okay.
So one sec here. So that is 19 for the first attack.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, I'm using 2 hands because I don't have my shield on.
Get him mad.
That is 8 damage.
Okay. You rear back with your warhammer and let loose, slamming it straight through its face. It goes through, but you feel it. Wait, is your warhammer magical or no?
Nope.
Okay. Goes through, but has less resistance than you expected, seeming as if it doesn't take quite as much from it as you were hoping.
Okay. And my second attack is also 19.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 200 attack for 10 damage, and I will pump a Divine Smite into this one.
Okay.
So it's,
all right.
It's undead?
It is undead.
Okay, so it's 3d8. For another 13 radiant damage.
Okay. After realizing that you didn't do as much damage, Geddon swings around, spinning in a circle, and just smacks the creature straight in its flank. You see the Warhammer kind of go through again, not doing as much, and then you see this flare of divine energy just sprout forth from the side of the creature. It's looking very hurt and very damaged. It looks like it's on its last legs. Is that the end of your turn?
One sec. Action to yeah, that'll be all.
Okay. Alrighty. It is now the tall boy's turn. Letty, you're on deck.
Okay.
Okay. The creature blares at Vintok for taking out its other friend. And Vintok is going to make... so now I need Vintok to make a Constitution saving throw. Natural 19 for a 26, so... Still need to grab 4d10. My other d10s, Jesus. Alright. Let's use 2% down. Is that a word? Oh, there's one. Thanks. He would take 5, 6... would take 16 points of damage, but because he saved, he will take 8 points of necrotic damage. You see the creature glare at Vintok. And suddenly you see blood spurt out of Vintok's arm. It's just... he seems in pain for no discernible reason. Just like his body slightly withered, like he grew slightly older, but not really. Just not as big as he used to be. That will end the creature's turn. It is now Letty's turn.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take
Hold on one second.
one. Oh,
Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
13.
Because now you see that the you see that it's looking at you. Okay. 3. 15. 23. You take 23. Oh no, you saved. Never mind. Never mind.
Thank God, because that almost would have killed me from standing.
Yeah, no, you feel this psychic gaze going into your brain, but you shrug it off.
Okay.
So you feel that looking into its eyes is not a good idea.
I almost tried to drag stuff, but that wouldn't work. So first things first, Lycan is going to shift around to the spot directly north of Tallboy.
So right here?
Yep.
Okay.
And he'll take his bite.
Okay, go ahead and make a bite attack.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Alright. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
9 damage.
Okay, so that's doubled to 18, but because...
No, that's already doubled.
That's already doubled?
Yeah.
Okay,
attacking it
so,
already.
Because the bite's non-magical, that will be reduced to 5. No, to 4. Sorry.
Alright, and another question. Can the spiritual guardian take damage?
The spiritual guardian?
Sorry, the spiritual weapon.
Weapon?
No, it's not a creature or an object. It's just a
Okay, that's what I
thing of
thought.
force. It
Cool.
doesn't. It has no presence or hit points or
Yeah.
anything.
Alright, then Letty's gonna move up 2 and then diagonal up into the left 1. So basically directly horizontal with the tall boy.
Bloop.
And then 1 to the left.
Bloop.
Just gotta keep some space. And then lightning breath.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
Terrible damage roll, but dexterity checks from both of them.
Okay, dexterity saving... Is it check or saving throw?
Sorry, saving throw.
Okay. Cowboy saves with the natural 20.
Oh boy.
Oh.
However, Shadow Boy fails with a 7.
Cool. So I rolled a 4, so 4 to the shadow boy, and then I guess half, so 2 to the tall boy. Potentially half, again, depending on the resistance.
Yes, so the lightning breath shoots out in an arc, impacting both creatures, but not doing as much damage as you expected. So the Shadow Boy takes 2 damage, and the other one, the tall boy, takes. You said, was it 4 to both?
It was 4 total, but halved if they saved, so I think none if he's also resistant.
Would be quarter damage, wouldn't it?
I don't know if that stacks, so up to you, I guess.
Yeah,
Either
we'll say
he,
quarter.
he either takes 1
He
damage,
takes 1
or he
damage.
takes none.
He takes 1 damage. We'll say he takes 1 damage.
I wish every creature we fought wasn't resistant to every damage type I have.
I'm not doing it on purpose, I swear. Anyway,
What about the daylight?
it's not daylight. It's daylight, but it's not sunlight.
Yeah.
It's
No,
still
the-
nighttime, but the daylight spell makes it almost like it is daylight.
Yeah.
It is day.
It's just not. It's not actual sunlight.
I thought daylight hurt somebody.
If
No,
it,
it did not.
if it was
But they
actually
already
if it was actually sunlight, it's just that it's actual. It's just light. It's not actual sunlight.
No, I mean at the beginning of. I don't know anymore. Never mind. Don't listen to me.
Okay. All right. It's all right. All right. Letty, were you doing anything else?
Nope, that is all I've got.
Alrighty. It is now the shadow creature's turn again. And it's going to use Whispers of Madness again.
And yeah, looking at the daylight spell, it removes magical darkness, but it has no damage effects.
Yep. And it's not considered daylight.
No.
So you all hear these whispers of madness coming from this. So I need... I'm going to have Vingtok, Luca Colton, and Zaylor to all make wisdom saving throws.
Once again, oh god.
Okay.
Was it everyone last time?
No. This is a different,
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Here we go. 23.
Okay, you save.
Hold on. I thought I had a special trait for this.
You have
Save.
advantage against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. That wouldn't be in this situation, I don't think.
Okay, I thought I had something, but I guess not. Well, I rolled a 13 and I have a 0 plus 0, so.
Okay. Okay, and then what was the last one I said? Was it Gavin? Or was it... No,
You said Vintok.
Beantalk. Okay, sorry. I got confused with my own thing. Alright, he has a wisdom saving throw. Oh, this is not going to be fun for him. And possibly not for y'all. Yep, especially when he rolls a 3!
Oh no.
Okay, so
Oh, no.
we're gonna we'll do it in this order. So let me roll a d8 here. Okay, Zaylor, you take 10 points of psychic damage,
Oh, good.
and you must make an attack, a melee attack, against. This will be using your reaction to make a melee attack against Lycan.
I mean, yeah.
That's
He
kind of on
psychically
brand,
already
actually.
wanted to get at Letty, so.
Yep, that is on brand.
So go ahead and make a melee attack against Lycan for me.
Oh boy.
13 plus the weapon or something, or just
You rolled a
plus what?
so are you using the dagger or the rapier? Oh, they rolled +4.
You're having fun with this.
So it's 13. So you rolled a 13.
Yes.
Okay, so your 2 hit is +4 for both of them.
Okay.
So
So do 17?
17.
Ooh, just beats it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
Oof, I'm sorry, Lycan.
He's not really sorry. Lucia's sorry. Lucia's sorry. Zaylor is not.
Letty's been stabbed by Zaylor. She knows you don't actually do that much.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage on that.
He'd probably use the rapier.
Okay. So
That's 1d8 plus 1.
Mhm.
So. Roll. 7.
Okay. Lycan, so as the creature starts these maddening whispers, you see Zaylor reach up, grab his head, and then suddenly look forward. Weird look in his eye. Pulls out his rapier and stabs immediately to his right into Lycan's flank. And pulls the rapier back out, looking at it with a strange madness.
Well, Lycan definitely hisses at you. He's very upset.
Sorry.
Okay, so... And at the same time, let's see here. Was it D8? Yes. Same roll, okay. Vintok takes 10 damage. And the creature is going to force him to attack Luca Colton.
Oh
So this is one melee weapon attack, and it's going to be with the Vicious Longsword. Does 23 hit?
no! It barely hits.
Okay. So
It
that's a
hits.
1d8 plus 4. You take 11 points of slashing damage.
Teacher Porky.
You see Vintok just and that same look comes over his eyes, and he slashes to his left, hitting Colton on the upper arm before looking at his blade
Flinch.
with a terrible realization. Okay, and that's the end of that creature's turn. It is now Luca's turn. Vintok's up on deck, and Zaylor's behind Vintok.
Does Thintok still have that look in his eye?
No.
So it's faded away.
Yes.
Okay, that changes my plan then. I'm gonna go ahead and reach out and cast Healing Word 3rd level on Geddon.
Okay.
And Geddon, you receive 10 healing points. And then with my bonus action, I am going to cast Shadow Blade.
Alright. Cast your Shadow Blade. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. It's now Vintok's turn. Vintok is pissed. So... Yes.
The question is, who is he pissed at?
So, you see him pull another you see him look at his other longsword, the one that doesn't have Colton's blood on it. You see him toss it into the air and speak the word "Flo," and it begins to hover So what it's going to do is going to take an attack against the tall boy.
Flying sharp
thank
objects are
goodness.
never a good thing.
When it is not, and the sword takes a swipe, but the tall boy is just like looking at it and kind of sidesteps it. He rolled a 12. That's 12 does not hit. However, that is the bonus action, so Vintok still gets 3 attack actions or 3 attacks, I believe, unless I'm distorting the rules, Swibbin.
Say again, sorry?
If he used his bonus action to allow the sword, it says and attacks one creature of your choice within 5 feet. It's a bonus attack. It's a bonus action to have an attack, right?
I'm really for the dancing blade.
Yes. So
If he
basically, he can toss up in the air and use the command word, and it'll attack, and then he still has 3 attacks during his action, right?
I mean, let me look up the item itself, but
Yeah, it doesn't say it uses your attack. It just says it uses your attack roll and ability score modifier to damage rolls.
so
Oops.
yeah, so it basically kind of works the same as spiritual weapon, where you use a bonus action to toss
That's
it
what I
up
thought.
and make an attack, and then he can still make 3 attacks with his
So-
action events.
Yeah, Vintok now gets 4 attacks per turn. So, while the dancing longsword whiffs, you see him knock the blood off the other sword and hone in on the tall boy. First attack is a 18 to hit, which definitely hits. So roll damage on it. He deals 5 plus 4. 9 damage to the tall boy. And his second attack... Natural 20.
Yay!
Alright. So that
Look at all
is
these 20s,
8
man.
plus... Where did I go? 8 plus 4, so 12 damage to it. And then the third attack... Oh, that was a vicious. It does 7 more damage. Okay. Sorry. Does it crit on a 19? Do I crit on a 19? Oh. Okay, so that hits as well, so the last bit. Okay, that is 4 plus 4. Damn it. You see Vintok get incredibly angry, swings the vicious longsword through its flank, back again through its shoulder, back again through the middle of its chest. This creature looks very hurt, very angry, and slightly scared. But not like frightened. Just concerned for its unlife. That is going to be the end of Vintok's turn. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Yeah. All right. It is now Zaylor's turn, I believe. Hold on. Go back. Yes, it is Zaylor's turn.
Let's see. I had to get out of the stream because it was making Discord crash for me. Let's see.
Ooh.
So we still got those 2 undead guys, huh?
Yes.
Luca, have you already used your bardic inspiration that I gave you?
I have not.
Okay, so you still got that.
Yes.
Then in that case, I can do a different super duper deep Zaylor cheating time power.
One.
Do...
She is our way out of this.
So I'm going to cast Unsettling Words on the creature that was like resistant to the thunderclap.
Okay. That's going to be the Shadow Boy.
And so he must subtract the number rolled from their next saving throw.
What type of spell is that?
Unsettling Words. It's a bonus action.
I know. Hold on. Let me read the spell real quick.
As a bonus action, you can expend one of your Bardic Inspiration and choose one creature you can see within 60 feet.
Okay.
Roll the Bardic Inspiration die 1d6. The creature must
Okay.
subtract the number rolled from the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I was just wanting to make sure. I was trying to make sure it wasn't immune to it. And I forgot that was just a feature of class. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm doing Thunder Clap again.
Thunderclap. Alrighty. Let's see. That means that they have to. Both of them have to make a dex save.
It is a
Oh, and Lycan's gonna have to make one.
It's a Constitution save.
Okay, so Lycan also has to make one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, Shadow Boy. Natural 20, so that is a 20 on the save. So if you roll the, do you make him remove the mount?
Let's see.
You said Lycan has to roll a Constitution save?
Yes, Lycan has to roll a Constitution save.
I rolled a 6 at least, so subtract 6 from the 20.
Okay.
You got a 16. He's got a +1
Okay.
to con.
So that hits the that's the save DC. So unfortunately, your Thunderclap has no effect on Shadow Boy
Even with a -6?
because it hits. So 20 minus 6 is 14. That's the spell DC. So if you hit the spell DC, it doesn't happen.
Oh. Boo.
Yeah. Boo. But let me roll for Tall Boy. I believe Tall Boy fails. Let me check. Yeah, no, Tall Boy rolled a 6. So Tall Boy takes the damage. What was the damage?
It is 1d6 thunder damage, but at my level it's 2d6.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Sorry, I'm using like a digital die roller.
fine.
It's being annoying. 7.
7
I'm 5
points
in
of-
it too.
Okay. Once again, a roar of thunder sounds, and while the shadow seems unaffected by it, the tall boy covers his head and just kind of just looks like it's very much in pain, and it is barely hanging on by just a thread of its unlife. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Top the round, we are back to Luca Colton.
Let's see. So the tall boy is barely hanging on to dear life, from what I can assume.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the shadow creature?
He looks really hurt too.
Oh God, who do I want to break the most? You know, we're gonna try to go for a twofer.
Okay.
The spiritual weapon will remain at the shadow.
Okay.
And we'll go for another big swing.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
14.
Let's see, at the shadow. That just hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah. 4 radiant damage.
4 radiant damage. Alrighty. With that, the spiritual weapon swings into the creature once more, cleaving it in half, and it dissipates.
Alrighty.
Nice.
It won't. It will stare at the spiritual mace will stare at the tall creature menacingly, unrealizing that a physical mace is gonna sweep. It's gonna be. We so intent to hit at the face. Come on.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
21.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And is your mace magical?
Unfortunately, it's just a common mace.
Okay.
So 6 bludgeoning.
All right. As the as the tall boy that I keep accidentally saying the name of,
Yeah.
is staring at its brethren that's just been destroyed by a mace. A real mace comes up and just smashes it in the face in its skull, and it crumples into a heap on the ground.
Yay! Colton saving our asses again.
Hey, Corey, I actually managed to hit it.
And with that, we are now out of combat.
Alrighty.
Yay.
Now for the duration of the daylight spell, it'll last for the next hour. And Colt just kind of looks and goes.
Wait a second. Question: was daylight concentration?
It's a regular spell.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah.
Are you dropping spiritual weapon then?
Spiritual weapon will be dropped.
Okay.
And yeah.
And we are no longer in combat. Let me change the music back.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it's gonna remain there for the duration of the hour.
I think we need to get out of here. All that noise will get more attention. Not to mention that light.
Oh, I don't think we didn't get a good enough sleep, didn't we?
I don't think so.
Who here is badly hurt?
Letty is.
I think we
Alrighty.
all are.
Well, can we just go back to our long rest and actually finish it?
Not here.
Well, but before you do so, actually, well, let's see. Are we gonna stay here and go for the remainder of the night to sleep, or are we gonna move?
I think it might be safer if we get out of here.
Well, with all the thunderclaps that were happening, if something was going to show up, it probably would have by now.
That's true.
But
Sailor
that
just goes over to Beluga to check on how he's doing. He doesn't say anything to anyone else. Mr. Talkative, just quiet.
I'm alright.
Okay, screw this. In that moment, as we're discussing what's going on, what to do, the next after the next 6 seconds, Colton will activate Aid. And let's see. Luca, Letty, and Fintalk will each not only gain 5 hit points, but for the next 8 hours, you guys have that increase your max hit points by 5 as well.
Okay.
Okay, that won't factor in because I'm not going to reach my max hit points, but that's okay.
Zaylor goes over to Bluka, just very calmly, and he says, "Do you trust me?"
You said 8 hit points?
5.
5? Okay.
Do what you need to do.
And he leans over, and he whispers in his ear, just a soft little melody. And when he pulls back, he says, "That's called the Song of Rest."
Thank you.
You take a short rest, you recover more than you would normally.
That's so cool!
Only by 1d6 extra, but still.
Let me explain the mechanical details of this song I just sang to you.
It'll make you feel better. So he says that, and then he just walks away, even though he's like third of his health gone. He just doesn't care. He just walks away, acting all cool. Oh, and he takes off the bandana then, and he hands it back, not looking at Luke. It's just kind of like, "I'm too cool to look at you."
Oh.
Okay, look at you, Calvin.
Yeah, I can't look at you, Kevin.
You won't be level 1 this, and yeah, Colton will reach a touch for Cure Wounds, level 1. Back. You get 4 hit points back.
Who does?
You do.
Ooh,
Colton will reach up to give you a level 1 Cure Wounds.
thank you. 4 hit points back is nice.
Okay, so what are y'all going to do?
So we
Likely-
heard.
Oh.
So we heard those little sound effects, didn't we?
You hear just general noises. They don't really seem to be aggressive or anything. It does seem that maybe the night creatures have discovered that, and what the night creatures are in this plane, you're not quite sure. But you can choose to finish your long rest and recover your hit points, or trudge on.
Would that being the case, Colton would go for the sleep for the duration.
Okay. So y'all are choosing to finish out the.
At least I do. I don't know about everyone else.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
would
one
like to
person
stay
is.
and finish up the rest.
Yeah, same.
Alright.
Vintok says, "Okay, I will take the last watch. You all sleep."
All right. Thank you, Professor.
Yes. Get some rest. With his -1 perception, but anyway. All right. So he rolls a 3.
So he definitely
Vintok
doesn't
is-
see anything exciting.
Vintok just kind of paces around for the rest of the night, just worried, trying to make sure that everyone is safe and not in danger. That's not redundant at all, but anyway.
Yeah.
He just kind of paces, and your rest comes to a close. So go ahead and take that long rest.
Yay.
Yay.
Unless doesn't fix Lincoln's health.
And you all awaken to the next day's journey. Whether you're going to go continue towards the castle or elsewhere. Your path. Did you
Is that
choose
a
to
call to
go?
adventure? Decline.
I'm gonna start growing more mushrooms for breakfast again since everybody missed their meal yesterday.
I mean, I assumed
yeah.
y'all went back and ate it after y'all read the journal.
Or at least, took whatever was easy to eat on the go.
I don't know.
I just work here.
Letty will definitely help because while we're still on the edge of the swamplands, I get bonuses to any food we find.
Nice.
Okay. So, where to today?
Gotta head towards that castle, right?
Just further down the white trail.
It's gonna be a long trail down that way, so
All right.
we have nothing to increase our speed, do we?
Not
I
on
mean,
through the
really, I
swamp.
do.
Well, you're now out of the swamp.
Yeah, so
Yes,
my
sir,
natural explorer bonuses are gone.
Hopefully we will not see that green ogre on the the green will probably be gray.
Okay. So.
By the way,
Mhm.
Bluka is sharing his mushrooms, but he's not eating anything. He's making sure everybody else has something to eat first.
Oh yeah.
On that note,
Yeah.
actually, on that note, I need everyone to once again make a wisdom saving throw.
No.
God dang.
A whole new day.
Boy, they
Hey,
actually
13
have,
from Gutted.
It's a new day. Yes, it is 15.
15? Okay.
they actually have
I rolled-
a bonus to wisdom, and it's still garbage every time.
I rolled another nat 1.
Oh.
Okay, let
Bluka
me.
is not
This place-
okay.
This place sucks.
Oh, actually, Smitty, before this roll, I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay. You
So-
kill my boy, I'll be very
No.
unhappy.
But this we're gonna throw out the one because I should have done this. I did it out of order. So go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
11.
11. Okay, you did not overcome that first despair. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
the new one.
Seven.
Oh my
7.
god.
You once again did not save it from it, but your apathy is gone, replaced with dread.
Dread?
Dread. You have disadvantage on all saving throws.
Oh, god damn it!
and gain the following flaw. I am convinced that this place is going to kill me.
I feel like that was already there.
If that wasn't the case last time, oh my god!
Alright. Did anyone else roll below a 10?
Yeah, I'd rolled a 7 as well.
Okay.
I got 15.
I think the rest of us say.
Yeah.
Okay. You are in despair. The effect is apathy. So you have a disadvantage on death saving throws and dex checks for initiative.
Okay.
Good God Almighty. Yeah. It's only the religious folk are fine.
Oh, I have to roll for Veentuck too. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, plus him.
Okay, he rolled an 18 for a 17.
Yeah. Letty's just gonna cuddle with Lycan more than usual.
Okay.
We need to get out of here.
I can't agree more.
Yes, but I think the only way out is through that castle. Don't know what we'll find there, but
Well, I think we better get going then.
I do say that we need to. Probably it's going to take longer, but we need to move as quietly as we can.
Geddon, are you still able to cover up those horses?
I mean, actually, I had never dismissed the one I had before, so I still actually have
Just
my
have a horse. The horse is just following.
Yeah. It's just the one horse,
And
and
it's-
it's for me.
And it's covered in mud.
Oh my god.
It look
If I'm able
as the horse steps up, it looks like a shadow creature almost.
Oh shit!
It's a celestial.
Yeah, I was thinking it's just covered in mud.
Ah,
Just-
gotcha.
It's for flavor, not reality.
If
Anyway.
I can beast shape, would one of you be able to ride on my back, and then somebody could ride on Lycan, and
Smitty,
someone
remember
would
you
ride
don't-
with you on your horse?
You only have one level in Druid right now, I think.
How big can I get?
Yeah, because I know because we homebrewed it to where you could actually have the ability to use the crow, just so you could have a flying creature.
Yeah,
Let me look at beast.
but
shape
I'm not
real
allowed to fight as the crow. Like, I can't do any damage as the crow, and I'll
Right.
practically die if I do it.
I believe you don't get something that's large enough to ride until at least level 3.
quick. Yeah.
Poop! Okay.
Also, Lycan
so
is
what-
a medium creature, so you couldn't ride him either.
Double poop!
But if we were using a horse or flying, that's not moving stealthily. We need to be quiet.
I mean, so Luca can turn into any beast that has a CR of 1/4 or lower. I believe there are a number of horses that are less than 1/4 CR.
Yeah, we could do that.
So,
But you can
So I
say
need to
in
find
beast.
myself
You only have 1 hour of beast shape.
Okay.
So, or wild shape rather.
Wild shape, my bad.
You're fine.
Between the lot of us, if I were to change into a horse and somebody rode with Geddon, how much faster do you think we'd all be able to go?
I mean, you could probably, if you're doing it every morning, you could probably shave off half of a day, but you're also risking being a lot louder being on a horse and attracting attention in a very, very hostile place.
Vintok is telling us like, yeah, we should probably move stealthy more than.
Yeah, like Vinduk's telling y'all to be really quiet, and you're just like, what if I turn into a horse?
I want out of here. I don't care what I have to do. I just want to go home. I cannot die here.
You will die if we are loud. We need to go slowly. Okay?
Looks at my scale mail armor. Are you
I
sure
do
that
too.
that's gonna work?
Anyway,
we've almost died being lost and wandering through a swamp. We've almost died because one of us can't handle a jar getting broken. We've almost died because any number of other reasons. So, I mean, I think being loud, quote unquote, is the least of our worries right now.
alright. Okay.
And besides, we're going down a single path that is this white path covered in any way? Is it more or less open ground?
It winds through some of the tree patches, but it's mostly pretty open.
Yeah, we're gonna get seen before we get heard. So,
This is true.
and if we're gonna get seen, I'd rather be on the thing with 4 legs that goes fast.
Whatever.
All right, all in favor
We'll
of
move
horse say
on.
aye.
Okay, so
Aye.
you start your day's trek. Still getting used to the grayscale, and now that you're out of the swamp proper,
Bluka is staying
most
ridiculously
of the
close to
sounds
Thing Talk, by the way.
have kind of disappeared, and you don't really hear any insects or other creatures. It's
I
very
assume-
eerily quiet.
I
What?
assume like we're more so moving at like a canter and not like a full-on gallop. So it's
Probably, yeah.
Oh, we did go with the horse?
Yeah, we're going
Yeah.
with the horse option.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you get to do it 1 hour, and you can do that twice a day before a short rest.
Okay.
So,
Works for
so
me.
that
Who
you've
am I
been
carrying?
you're able to do it twice a day, so you're taking 2 hours a horse. But you do have that's Geddon rides a horse, 1 person rides you, so that's 3 people. You still have 3 people who are not mounted, so you're still kind of faster than you would be, but not super fast. Basically, it's not like everybody's on horses. So,
Okay.
I need 1 person, whoever it is, to go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Well, I rolled that d20, so someone else go.
I got it.
okay.
Go for it.
Same roll. Okay. That same dark wind, cold from the previous day, still blows. It doesn't hinder your progress, but it doesn't help. At the end of the day, you are 1 day closer to the Obsidian Castle.
Let's make some of that mushroom stew.
And that's where we'll pick up next week.
What?
Before we go, I have
Okay.
a question.
Okay.
How far does the Obsidian Castle look?
When you started towards it, it looked about a week away.
And now?
It looks about 6 days away.
Okay. So
Yeah,
no
yeah.
weird distance things are happening.
Yes, no weird distance things are happening.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I
Well,
wanted.
actually, roll a perception. No, I'm kidding.
Sailor was gonna wait
We're
until
six.
there was a quiet night. He was gonna tell a story around the campfire, but never happened because encounters kept happening.
We're 6 in-game days away from the castle.
Yes.
I had plans too.
Yeah, but we kept having encounters, so
You only had 1 encounter.
Yeah, we had a counter with a very tall, lanky boy that. In another game I'm in. Oh fuck, those are terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple. There was one of like so that those were the tall boy was a Bodak.
And excuse me, Zaylor had multiple
Yeah.
encounters, including one that he had with Letty.
It's true.
So that same
So
campaign.
the other one was so it was a Bodak and 2 Aleps. One of them had Aura of Annihilation, where you all would have been taking if it had turned it on with a bonus action, you all would have been taking like 5 necrotic damage a turn.
Jesus.
I was like, that's too mean. I can't do that right now.
You're the DM. You can do whatever you want, man.
I don't want to murder you. Anyway.
in the campaign, in the strong campaign I'm in, like there was a counter where the party could have fought against 6 vampire spawns. I decided to let them fight 2 because they had a short rest.
No. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. We can keep talking, but I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Wait a minute,
Hopefully, it'll be on March 7th. So, 1 month from
yeah,
now.
on a day when there's no soups bowl.
Yes, no soups bowl. I actually thought about having like an owl in a tavern that was just. What's an owl's name? Superb. Ah.
Say.
Anyway, either